We're at the center as Nuova Vocal Arts presents Shrek the Musical, March 5th through the 9th at the Orange Hub Theatre.
For details on these and more events, visit 880ched.com.
Everyone is concerned about minimizing their tax bill while they're alive and when they pass away. Paul Lindsay of McMillan Estate Planning has more.
Tax planning is a fundamental aspect of the design of your estate plan. At Macmillan, we understand this and provide tailored tax strategies designed to maximize wealth preservation and minimize tax burdens. But beyond that, we want to ensure that individuals are able to capitalize on these opportunities, all whilst knowing that their existing assets are fortified against unnecessary tax using our very own strong room approach.
Register for Macmillan's next complimentary webinar today at macmillanestate.com or call 1-833-266-6464. Macmillan Estate Planning. Safeguarding significance.
Nurses used to flock to Alberta because we were number one. We had the best pay in Canada. Our hospitals were magnets, attracting the best. It was called the Alberta Advantage. What happened? Rising inflation, underfunding, not enough staff, decisions that put patient care at risk. Now, the same people who created this mess see they'll fix it with more government agencies and bureaucrats. Do they understand this is about supply and demand? It's about the market. A message from United Nurses of Alberta. Visit neednurses.ca.
Escape the ordinary this winter. Full House Lottery is your ticket to a breathtaking riverboat cruise or take $100,000 cash. But don't wait. The loyalty deadline is midnight, February 19th. And getting your tickets now guarantees you're in for all draws. Buy your tickets in person at the Dream Home or at fullhouse.ca. Every ticket supports the University of Alberta and Royal Alexandra Hospitals. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Lottery license 719614.
Mark Carney served as Justin Trudeau's economic advisor for the last 5 years. The result? Liberals doubled housing costs, doubled debt, and doubled lineups at our food banks. Carbon tax Carney. He's just like Justin.
A message from the Conservative Party of Canada.
Do you remember the first time you rode your bike?
You're doing great, son.
The first time you went on a date?
You look so handsome.
Your firstborn? Your first job?
Welcome to the firm, son.
Your first drink? Your last drink? If you drink, please don't drive.
Jordan here from Sherlock Holmes, home to Colleen's Amber Ale, brewed and served in support of ovarian cancer research. On tap or in 4-packs, all to raise money for a great cause.
Sherlock Holmes, downtown, campus, Sherwood Park, North, and Duggan's Boundary.
Oilers Now with Bob Stauffer is your go-to for the best Oilers insights and amazing guests. From Ron McLean to Craig McTavish, no one else brings you closer to the action. Oilers Now, only on 880 CHED, the official voice of your Edmonton Oilers. CHED Edmonton. There's only one place for Oilers hockey. We're proud to be the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers for 29 years and counting. 880 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
A Chorus Entertainment radio station.
This is Global News at 6 o'clock. I'm Thomas Dias. It's minus 18 with a wind chill of minus 24, and an extreme cold warning is in effect for the city with wind chills in a minus 40s now expected overnight. Premier Danielle Smith says the provincial government is taking the allegations of high-level government corruption in medical contracts seriously. Smith said on Your Province, Your Premier, heard live this morning here on 880 CHED that AHS has signed many contracts of this nature, and it's a module that works.
There were some problems with a couple of them. We have to look into it. We've got to get to the bottom of it, correct the problems, change the process, and then get on with the great work of being able to reduce the waiting list.
Smith says the public needs to have confidence that the contracts are written up fairly. In the meantime, she says Health Minister Adriana LaGrange will stay on the job, saying she has a lot of work to do with Acute Care Alberta, as the Alberta NDP continues to call for LaGrange to be fired. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre told his rally supporters in Ottawa today that Canada will never be an American state. He says Canada will, quote, bear any burden and pay any price to protect the sovereignty and independence of our country. Poilievre says Canada has been a good neighbor to the U.S., but sometimes that kindness is taken for granted.
The problem is, at times, we might be too polite, soft-spoken, and humble for our own good. We are slow to anger and quick to forgive, but never confuse our kindness with weakness.
U.S. President Donald Trump continues to express his desire to make Canada the 51st state, claiming the U.S. pays $200 billion a year in what he calls subsidies. In reality, it's less than $100 billion in a trade difference, and mainly due to the fact that the U.S. needs our oil and gas. Well, Alberta's overcrowded schools will finally get some relief as the government announced today that it will be building 90 new schools in the province. Minister of Education, Demetrios Nicolaides, says 5 of the schools will be built here in the Edmonton area.
2 new K-9 Catholic schools, one in Laurel and the other in River's Edge. 2 new public elementary schools in Edmonton, one in Glen Riding Heights and the other in Rosenthal, and a new 7 to 9 public school in McConaughey.
The government plans to put up temporary classrooms to deal with overcrowding. The new schools are expected to be ready by 2028. And Israel and Hamas have completed their 6th exchange of hostages and prisoners. More than 360 Palestinian prisoners were released from Israeli custody after Israel received 3 Israeli men held hostage in Gaza. The 3 hostages are all male and were kidnapped in the October 2023 attack that started Israel's war with Hamas. 880 Ched Sports, Canada is set to go at it with the United States at the 4Nations face-off in Montreal. You can catch the game live right here on Ched right after the newscast. The early game saw Finland edging Sweden 4-3 with Mikael Granlund scoring the winner in overtime. Well, after suffering a 3-1 loss in Red Deer last night, the WHL's Edmonton Oil Kings will be right back at it tonight, this time at Rogers Place with the Lethbridge Hurricanes in town. The puck drops at 7. The Oil Kings will also be raffling off jerseys with a unique Paw Patrol theme in support of the Stollery Children's Hospital. And at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Rachel Holman is continuing the defense of her Canadian curling title tonight with a draw against Northern Ontario's Krista McCarville. Well, they're tied at 4 now after 3 ends. Alberta's Selena Sturmey is taking on Nunavut's Julia Weigel. Well, Sturmey is up 2-1 after 3 ends. And Alberta's Kyla Skurlik is deciding matters with BC's Corinne Brown. Brown is up 3-2 after 3 ends. 880 Ched weather. It's another good night to stay inside with overnight wind chills in the -40s expected and an extreme cold warning in effect. -20 is the expected high tomorrow under a sunny sky. I'm Thomas Dias. Your next scheduled newscast is coming up after tonight's hockey game on 880 Ched.
880 Ched, the radio home of your Edmonton Oilers, is proud to bring you the 4Nations face-off. Now, Team Canada versus USA.
In Gensel, who scored last game, Hughes, and Kyle Connor, who's got a tremendous shot, but their bread and butter is almost that style that they played a little bit maybe heavier than this USA team, and you saw what the Kachucks did and getting in and getting on the forecheck and playing that heavy game, bouncing off the walls, as they had, I believe, 32 hits as a group, and they just completely wear you down where they took over that third period versus Finland. So for Canada, I don't think they turn this into a game where it's got to go into the trenches back and forth, because I think they're outmatched in that department. I'd like to see Canada draw a couple more power plays than they did last game, and I think it's just going to come down to speed and excellence for Canada to have a chance to win tonight, and USA, I think, is going to try to lead in the physicality department.
Well, I want to get to the physicality in just a moment, but Kyle Connor started up top, and then with the moves, he ended up on the 4th line. Kyle Connor on the 4th line going into action. This is the kind of depth and skill Mike Eruzione was talking about, my friend.
Yeah, and Connor's one of those guys that can be streaky. We talked about the streakiness of Patrick Laine in the game before, but Dyson, he is one of the elite goal scorers in the Western Conference, if not the whole entire National Hockey League. He plays some great hockey, as he's got 30 goals, this year for the Winnipeg Jets. He's a big player, and I would not expect him to be quiet for too much longer.
John Cooper is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning, two-time Stanley Cup champion. He's won at every level. He's finally the head coach of Team Canada after some stops and starts because of COVID and not going to the Winter Olympics. Here he is on the enormity of this contest.
I think it's going to be like really good hockey players against really good hockey players. And you've gone through the history of international hockey, and a couple decades ago, the U.S.-Canada probably wasn't a big deal, but because of, the progression USA Hockey in the last, 20 years has really propelled them to the forefront of hockey. And much like probably Sweden, Finland will be earlier in the day, this is pretty much the same thing, except for it's on our turf. So I think I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think that day, for so many reasons, with both those games going on, will be just, to quote Bob Johnson, a great day for hockey.
John Cooper addressed the rivalry. You go back far enough, the U.S. didn't have enough American players in the league, so in the 76, 81, the earlier Canada Cups, but it all changed. It probably changed with the national development team. It changed with the World Junior Gold. The goal on Marc-Andre Fleury might have been a fluke, but the United States winning that year was not. And you go back to the World Cup of Hockey. 3 of the 4 games head-to-head, the United States won, including the 2 here. In fact, of the 4 losses Canada has against the United States and the tie, 3 of those games are in Montreal. What do you make of that, Watson?
Well, that's a great deep dive into history, and you can always count on Steve to really have the facts, so that's great. And that digs a little bit deep talking about 2004, because I was on the ice for that goal that Marc-Andre shot off of Braden Coburn. That wound is still deep 20 plus years later. And obviously you mentioned USA does have Canada's number, but again, I think there's almost a bit of a shifting in power, and you see the USA development program and just how they are now developing high-end players. You saw Jack Hughes go first overall, Austin Matthews, Kyle Connor, a high draft pick as well. So Canada has sort of been at the pinnacle since the beginning of time, but these other countries are catching up. But for me right now, with a lot of pride on the line, Canada, I understand as a country understands that, and they want to show that they still rule supreme in the game of hockey.
Let's get back to the physicality. Is it fair to ask Sam Bennett in his first game with Marchand and Seth Jarvis to be out against Jack and the 2 Kachucks? Surely that's not the matchup. And what defenseman or defensemen, with Petrangelo's not here, Shea Theodore got hurt, now 3 of the original 6 defensemen for Team Canada are all out of the lineup. How do you play the matchup game?
Well, I'd probably play the McKinnon line, right? Because Stone is a guy that can absorb some contact. He's a big body. He plays a good 200-foot game. I don't think that Bennett line can necessarily keep up with them. And I'm worried about Bennett crossing that line. The Kachucks are the kings in today's National Hockey League of towing that line, where they do get the other team off their game, but they do it within the confines of the game. We saw Bennett over the years throw an elbow, chicken wing here and there. That can't happen in today's tournament, because if that happens and he takes a 5-minute major, that could be the difference between a win and a loss, a gold, or not even advancing to that final game. So if I'm Coach Cooper, you know what? We're going to turn the Kachucks into background noise, let them run around. Let's hopefully have them take a couple penalties and get back onto the power play, where with this elite talent, it could definitely take over the game.
What do you think about John Cooper's Tampa Bay line? Hagel, Cirelli, and Point. Obviously, Cirelli can play the wing or center. Same with Braden Point. They're together. There's a lot of options right there. How do you see that line, if it is indeed the third line?
Well, I'm doing my math here. That's over 60 goals, and that chemistry, can come in, fairly handy in a short-term tournament, right? You need to get as much chemistry as possible, and those guys are great at just finding each other, finding those little soft pockets all over the ice. So as a fourth line, I don't think they're going to be up and down and running over guys, but I could see them really pushing that offense against an outmatched USA, where I believe that is their one weakness. Maybe the depth up front. I could see them taking advantage of that Trocheck line because they have probably a little bit more natural talent. So if I had to handicap it, I could see that line as a whole being an X factor. I would not be surprised to see them get on the board a couple times tonight.
Connor McDavid, by his standards, has had a B-plus season. For anybody else, that's an A-plus career season. But it's been a B-plus year. Is this the time for Connor? Pretty good. Flashes of brilliance in the first game without Makar. Mentioned the other injury situations. Is it 97's time to shine?
I believe so, but 71 points in a season, I believe, outpaces my career high. So I don't think that's a bad season in any sense of the word. And I believe last year he was within striking distance of winning that Art Ross trophy, and he found a way to sort of just springboard up. So I don't think he's going to be that quiet, if that's what you're going to call it, for much longer. He'll be within the top 5 goal scorers, I believe, with 3 weeks upon return of this regular season. But I think for him, what he wants to do is he understands international tournaments and success at this can propel you into legend status. And that's what happened with the Sidney Crosbys and other players over the years. So I'm expecting McDavid to rise to the occasion to be a big, big difference maker as this tournament continues.
How do the Tkachuks handle the front of the net? How does Bennett, if he's on the ice against his Florida teammate, deal with it? A lot of pressure on Gordie Dwyer and Jean Hebert, the referees. You don't want ticky-tacks, but sometimes you need to set the tone early. Will this be a physical game, or will these guys understand the importance of staying out of the box and not have the extra shenanigans?
Well, I'm predicting, Cooley, that if we kept our eyes closed for the first 5 minutes, we're going to hear that glass rattling probably 5 or 6 times. And I would not be surprised that Tkachuks to really charge that goal mouth, because they know that over the years, Bennington can lose his cool. So I think they're going to test him a little bit, but I'm worried about them towing that line. They do that, and then Canada comes in, retaliates, and takes a 2-minute penalty. So again, I want to see that discipline from Canada, as if they go now and turn this into a street fight, I think they're going to be on the receiving end of it.
If the United States wins in regulation, that's 6 points. Nobody can catch them. They go right to the final. Finland, Canada, and Sweden 2-2-2, which means Monday will be very important. What do you think happens tonight? Low-scoring, high-scoring affair. What do you see in your crystal ball?
Well, Steve, I know you like your sleep, but I think you're going to be going to bed a little bit later tonight, as I'm predicting an overtime win. I'm going 4-3, another win for Canada in overtime.
5-2 USA. They love playing in Montreal. They'll be motivated by the booing. They'll be motivated by the crowd. And then I wonder if there's 1.5 kind of slip-ups in the Canadian net. If Aiden Hill were to play on Monday against Finland, that would turn out to be a critical game. The first tiebreaker, I'm told by the NHL, is head-to-head. So Canada would play Finland, and they already have beaten Sweden, Stewie, so that might come into play as well. When you look around here, Stewie, is there any place else you'd rather be?
I'm looking at this atmosphere. This is something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I'm jealous right now that I didn't have an opportunity to play in a tournament with such regard. The fans, the city, the country embracing Team Canada. It's a big, big game tonight. I'm definitely excited, and I'm a super fan tonight, Steve.
And the crowds in Montreal have been great. They've got a special presentation before puck drop and the anthems. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the building is sold out. We hope you enjoy the game across Canada, the United States, Newfoundland, and the world. The next voice you hear will be that of PA announcer Michelle Lacroix, and a star-studded opening. Enjoy.
Hockey unites, and we were there for our fellow friends from figure skating recently. Tonight, the United States plays Canada. Next year, the Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the greatest Olympian ever, Michelle Kwan.
NHL community, to our supporting, our skating community. I'm so proud to be a
Veuillez accueillir un des athlètes québécois les plus appréciés. Nous le reconnaissons facilement par ses initiales. Le meilleur combattant des arts martiaux mixtes de l'histoire, Georges Saint-Pierre. Pour la présentation des hymnes nationaux, veuillez accueillir pour la cérémonie des drapeaux les membres de la garde des grenadiers canadiens de Montréal. For tonight's anthems, please welcome the ceremonial flag party, members of the Canadian Grenadier Guards of Montreal. Mesdames, Messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever, retirer chapeaux et casquettes pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux. Please now rise, remove your hats and caps for the singing of the national anthems. Malgré les récents événements, nous vous demandons, dans l'esprit de ce grand sport qui nous unit, de respecter les hymnes et les joueurs représentant leur pays. We also ask, in the spirit of this great game that unites everyone, that you kindly respect the national anthems and the players that represent each country. Veuillez accueillir pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national des États-Unis et du Canada l'adjudant David Grenon de l'aviation royale canadienne. Now for the singing of the national anthems of the United States and Canada, please welcome Warrant Officer David Grenon of the Royal Canadian Air Force Band.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
Mesdames, Messieurs, afin de commémorer le 60e anniversaire du drapeau canadien, joignez-vous à nous pour l'interprétation du Haut-Canada. Fans, in honor of the 60th anniversary of our nation's flag, tonight we want you, our fans, to sing O Canada.
All right, sing with me, everybody. Are you ready? On chante? Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ceint de flamants glorieux.
Wow, what an opening, Stewie. Unbelievable energy in the building. Now the youngsters are at center. As far as the ceremonial gift exchange, have you ever witnessed anything like that?
I wish I was still playing, Steve, as just the energy in this building. You're seeing the light shows, you're seeing the energy, you're hearing the energy and definitely feeling it. I would be fired up. I've never seen anything like this. It's going to be an epic, epic game.
Canada is the home team, wearing their red uniforms. Jordan Binnington in the area to my right, stopping 23 of 26 against the Swedes. And Connor Hellebuck had one little boo-boo, the Henry Jokiharju goal. He'll be in the area to my left, USA going left to right on your radio dial. And it will be Jack and the Tkachuks to start the game as Crosby and Matthews pose for a picture at center ice. And it looks like the Tampa trio of Hagel, Cirelli, and Point will get the call. Morrissey on the back end and Colton Parayko on the U.S. side. It'll be Charlie McAvoy and Zach Werenski, their top pair. Gordy Dwyer and John Hebert, the referees. Ryan Daisy, Kyle Murchison are on the lines. It doesn't get much better than this. We've waited over a year for this moment. Eichel against Point on the opening faceoff. Here we go, hockey world. Here we go. Eichel set, Braden Point, and we are underway. Point wins the draw, and we've got a fight. We have a fight off the opening faceoff. Brandon Hagel and Matthew Tkachuk. It took 2 seconds. They're at center. Grappling. No punches thrown yet. Hagel throws a right. Tkachuk a right. Hagel. Tkachuk. A little jab. Hagel a shot. Another shot by Hagel. Tkachuk's helmet is off. Hagel has an arm free. One punch. And now Hagel takes Tkachuk to the ice. How do you like it so far?
Cooley, it's safe to say this is the loudest I've ever heard any building in 40 years that I've been involved in this game. And if there was any question on, were they going to take this seriously? Were they going to elevate? Were emotions going to run high? We have that answer. 2 seconds into Canada versus USA. Spirited bout, slight edge to Hagel. Steve, we're ready to go here. We're ready to go. I'm ready. I'm coming for the second period here. Amazing. Amazing.
I just got a text from somebody at the league. The All-Stars weekends are gone. They're gone. It is over. It's official. So Hagel and Tkachuk are in the box. Sam Bennett comes out to take the place of Hagel. And that's going to move Point over to the left wing. And JT Miller is on now in the place of Matthew Tkachuk. Brady's taking the draw against Sam Bennett. And we have another fight. Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk. 1 second later, Bennett has a right free. Tkachuk with a right. Bennett with a right. Lost his helmet. They're exchanging blows. Right at the Team Canada blue line. And now Tkachuk takes down Bennett. 3 seconds into the game. 2 fights. And the Tkachuk brothers will be side by each in the penalty box. Have you ever seen a start to a game like this?
I have not. Let alone an international best on best. Both teams answering the bell as they show Big Walt on the board there. Another spirited bout. Bennett giving up about 3 inches and probably about 20 pounds. Slight edge to Tkachuk there. But just the energy in this building right now. Saturday night, Montreal, Quebec. I think it's time to play some hockey. But if you're a casual fan and you're turning on right now, you're definitely not turning this dial.
So now we've got Larkin against Point. Larkin wins the draw, and here we go. Charlie McAvoy gains the zone, throws it right on the net. Another stoppage, scrums in front of the net. JT Miller drops the gloves with Colton Parayko. Miller and Parayko. Parayko's got a right free. He catches Miller. Miller falls to the ice. Falls again. Parayko, big reach, knocks his helmet off. Another punch. Parayko, his right is free. Miller's hanging on. He throws a right. Another right by Miller. And now the linesmen step in. And our third straight fight. This time Parayko and JT Miller. We've played 9 seconds and we have 3 fights.
And Steve, there's been a lot of talk about the price of the tickets coming into this tournament, especially this game. And I can tell you 10 seconds into the game, it is well worth the price of admission. Great job by Miller dropping the gloves, taking on a big, formidable opponent in Parayko, giving up probably 3-4 inches, and another spirited bout. If it gets any more physical, I think Big George Larocque's going to have to suit up.
I can't hear Gordie Dwyer announce the penalties. I know he pointed face-off in the USA zone, which can only mean a Team Canada power play. Because the face-off would be either to the right or left of Binnington or outside the zone. I think Miller's going to get the instigator because he dropped the gloves first.
It could be that, or I did see them crashing that crease. So I'm not sure if it's a goaltender interference. I think you might be right there, Cools. And I'm sure we'll hear it in a second here.
Either way, Team Canada goes back to an early power play. This is even earlier than the Willie Nylander high stick. Sam Reinhart will take the draw. Crosby, McDavid, Josh Morrissey is now your power play 1 quarterback. Pretty good secondary option. Face-off 1, right to Morrissey by Reinhart. Canada sets up. McDavid, right wing circle. In the slot to Reinhart. That's his office in Florida. He fanned on it. Trocheck tries to clear. Kept in by Nate McKinnon. Back behind the net for McDavid. Into Reinhart. Down low to Crosby. Back in front of the net. That didn't work. Kept in at the line by Morrissey. McDavid to Crosby. Bobbles it. Gets knocked over by McAvoy. Here's McKinnon coming out in front to Morrissey with a shot. Hellebuck to save. And we got a stoppage in front as Crosby gets into it with Jacob Slavin. We've played 38 seconds. Canada on the power play. If you're just joining us, shame on you. I don't even want to tell you what you missed.
Fans wanted another call there as McAvoy gave a little bit of extra business to Crosby behind the net. But USA's got to be careful. If you get too involved in the extracurriculars, it opens up a lane there as Morrissey almost blasted one home to make the game 1-0.
Brock Nelson on the draw against Reinhart. Reinhart wins it again to Morrissey. He gets tangled up with McDavid. Morrissey now getting hooked. No call by Jean Hébert. McDavid with speed. Cuts into the USA zone. Near side to McKinnon. Back to Morrissey up top. Far side for Reinhart to McDavid. Setting things up to Crosby. Tries to find McKinnon. It was broken up on the plate nicely by Jack Eichel. Eichel with 2 assists in the opening victory for the U.S. Gets it out and down the ice. Binnington setting up shop behind the net for Drew Doughty. McDavid stays on, as does Crosby. The only change is Doughty, who drops it to McDavid with speed. McDavid in over the line. He gets tripped up. No call. And it's shot down the ice. McDavid's looking at both referees there and let him play. Here comes Drew Doughty. Drop back to Nate McKinnon. Stanley Cup champion. What a move. Right in on goal. Slides one wide of the far post. Doughty at the point to McKinnon, who loses the handle. He's going to have to change as he sends it to Doughty, who loses it to Larkin, who does a great job killing this penalty, poking it down the ice. Mitch Marner, the overtime hero, drop back here to point. Far side for Doughty as the 2-minute minor will run out here. Served by Kyle Connor, and the U.S. will kill their first opportunity. And out of the box comes Connor, and he's got a chance. Kyle Connor, one-on-one, spins away from Devon Taves. There's Travis Sanheim, his first shift of the tournament, in for Shea Theodore. Back to the point, Hannafin with a shot. Just went wide of the short sign. Adam Fox, Norris Trophy winner of the Rangers, bumps over Braden Point. He keeps it in at the right point. Over to Hannafin with a shot. Binnington never saw it as it whistled wide. Fox pinches in again. Puck is rimmed on the boards to Mark Stone at his right wing spot, and he chips it out to relieve some pressure. Puck is played into the Canadian zone. Binnington leaves it there for Harley. Couldn't find Marner, and the U.S. is back at it. Brock Faber pumps it in. Thomas Harley, 23 years of age. 3 years Mississauga from the GTA. What a position for the 23-year-old to be in. And he's playing with Thomas Harley.
Yeah, good opportunity for him, as he didn't have a chance to practice today, as Cale Makar took part in that morning skate.
Harley and Sanheim on together as the puck is cleared to center. Seth Jarvis chases it down. His first shift of the game. We had back-to-back fights. The Kachucks are in the box. Miller's in the box, as is Parayko. He fought Miller. Bennett fought Brady. And Matthew fought Brandon Hagel. Wow. And we have not even played 5 minutes.
That's probably the best start to any game I've been a part of or seen, with so much at stake there too. So it's going to be interesting to see now how the Kachucks now respond. Again, I don't like this exchange with them sitting in the box talent-wise, as they're relied upon to play a heavy offensive game. Let's see how they play in the truculent department going forward.
Reinhart has his pocket pick. Larkin with a shot. Fires it wide of the short sign. Reinhart, puck battle with McAvoy, who wins it to Boldy in his own zone. Back to McAvoy. Tries to get it to Jack Eichel. Morrissey's there. He gets it 12 feet, but he's knocked down by Boldy, and Boldy comes back the other way. Boldy, Eichel, and Larkin. The lines are in a blender because we got 6 players in the box, 3 on each team. There's a short side chance for Werenski. He tried to go over the right shoulder of Binnington, and the puck ricochets over the glass and out of play.
Nice little chip shot by Werenski there, trying to catch Jordan Binnington sleeping. And I think for USA right now, as they set that message, I think they got to focus a little bit more on hockey. Because what you don't want to do is give this Canada team 3-4 power plays a period. That's just deadly with talent and abundance of goal scorers.
Matthews wins the draw, and he has a great chance in front. That might have been Thomas Harley who picked his pocket. Harley now on with Drew Doughty. I think that's the original plan. Everyone's in a blender now, and you got 5 defensemen and missing 2 forwards. Crosby loses it. Stone, stop, rebound. Harley, loose. Crosby poking away, and Hellebuyck keeps it out, as that was Team Canada's best chance. Vegas captain Mark Stone denied by Hellebuyck.
And that starts with a drive by Sidney Crosby going to the net, and he just gets his pocket pit popped. But on the doorstep is Mark Stone, who doesn't miss too often from there. Amazing save by Hellebuyck. Great job, as he's already got some big size at the top of that goal crease, cutting off that angle to keep the game 0-0.
What a start. What a start. And for those who thought this tournament wouldn't be engaging, entertaining, or didn't matter, I hope you're enjoying Little House on the Prairie rerun somewhere. Face off to the left of Connor Hellebuyck. Trocheck on the draw against McKinnon. Trocheck wins it. Ends up on the stick of Jacob Slavin, and the veteran Carolina Blue Liner brings it in. Couldn't get around Sanheim. Picked off by McKinnon, but he had no room as the puck bobbled over his stick. This is shot down the ice by the USA. That was Brock Faber, and icing on the play.
Crosby get involved in the physicality as he throws a big hit to create a little bit of a rush there. And that's the thing about Sidney Crosby. He's described as a skilled power forward. As he gets in to the net, he gets in the corners. He's not afraid to get involved in the extracurriculars. And that's why he's so popular amongst fans throughout, not just Canada, but the whole entire world.
Sanheim is 28 years of age. He's on right now. He had to retreat after that draw was won by Team Canada. I don't think Devontae's made the right play there. Sanheim smartly hinged, as we say, Stewie, and kept the American from breaking out. The puck is pumped back in by Sanheim. Offside. 28 years of age from Elkhorn, Manitoba. Remember, John Tortorella pumped his tires earlier in the year and said, I hope Hockey Canada's watching. I guess they were.
Yeah, 27 points this year for the Philadelphia Flyers. And just on that D-to-D, it's tough. Sanheim is a left shot playing on the right side. You almost have to present and exaggerate your stick where you want to get it, because sometimes when that puck comes across, you just got to get it off. And it not being his natural side makes it a little bit more difficult to receive that pass.
The Tkachuks, Hagel, and Parayko are free. That just leaves, or check that, Hagel and Bennett are free. The Tkachuks are free. And let's see if we get back to free-flowing 5-on-5 hockey after the unbelievable start. Here's Zach Werenski at center. Shoots it into the Team Canada zone. Binnington behind the net. Reverse to Drew Doughty. Doughty to McDavid. Has speed. Breakaway. McDavid scores! Connor McDavid scores his first of the tournament. Canada's on the board. It's 1-0.
Amazing speed by Connor McDavid, the fastest player, especially with the puck. Starts with a great pass by Drew Doughty, and McDavid skates through 3-4 USA defenders. And when those feet get chugging, very, very difficult to stop. He drives, goes to his backhand, and roofs it for his first of the tournament as it's 1-0. Amazing speed, right by McAvoy. What an amazing start to this game, Steve.
Fans are on their feet. Nobody does it better than Montreal. Fans are on their feet. Nobody does it better than Montreal. McDavid from Doughty and Jordan Binnington, who set up shop behind the net. Here's Noah Hannafin. Up to Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk, and Eichel are finally together. They only played 2 seconds together before the shenanigans at the start of the game. Jack Eichel in his own zone. Boy, he was great for Vegas 2 years ago in their Stanley Cup run. As they're announcing the goal right now. Eichel in the middle of his best NHL season. Near side for JT Miller. Miller and Parayko are also free as Miller goes back to Faber, but he wasn't able to gain the line. So the U.S. retreat, get it in, and get off. And actually, no, they didn't get out in time, so we have a stoppage. Let's collect our breath. McDavid scores 1-0 Canada. You're listening to 4Nations Face-Off Hockey on Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio.
Set the mood for Valentine's Day with Sirius XM channels that speak your love language. Rekindle your passion for 70s and 80s romantic hits on Sirius XM Love, Channel 16. Or treat your SO to love songs from the 90s to now on EXO, Channel 15. Both here through Valentine's weekend and there for you year-round in the Sirius XM app.
Points with Boomer Gordon.
Nashville, they stink. Barry, you made threats earlier. You got to follow through now. It's selling season, and you got to put the for sale sign out there. I don't know who you can get rid of, and I don't know who you want out of there, but this is a disaster. At some point, you got to try and cut your losses and start somewhere close to fresh. Barry better run up a phone bill. That's all I'm saying.
Points with Boomer Gordon. 1 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
At Meineke, doing car care right means being able to fix now and pay later with Meineke Easy Payment Plans. Meineke offers multiple financing solutions so you can take care of your car and everything it needs. From oil changes and tire repairs to steering, exhaust and mufflers, batteries and suspension. There are over 700 Meineke independently owned and operated car care centers nationwide. Find one and schedule an appointment today at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Zach will feed him again. Hockey lives here. He looks left side. Shot, score! Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor McDavid on a breakaway opens the scoring after back-to-back fights. 2, 3, and 9 seconds into the game that included the Kachucks, JT Miller, Hagel, Bennett in his first action, and Parayko. Let's see if things settle down. People are beside themselves with the start to this game. I'm Steve Cooley, along with Anthony Stewart, Scott Laughlin, and the rest of our Sirius XM crew. 13:25 on the clock. USA has the puck in the offensive zone. Slavin at the left point with a shot through a screen as Binnington got bumped there by Larkin. And now Larkin goes after Devon Taves. Larkin bumped Binnington. If the puck went in, it wouldn't have counted. It wasn't enough for an interference penalty. But the shenanigans have not gone away.
Yes, and that would have sparked one of our many debates we've had on the power play about goaltender interference. And I think the ref was signaling that he was bumped in by the Canada defender and Taves. But USA is going to find a way to get back involved in the game, and that was probably one of their keys to success, is get in Binnington's kitchen and try to get him off his game.
Matthews, Hughes, and Gensel. They scored against the Finns. Here's Jack Hughes behind the net. Spins and centers it, just missed. Gensel in front. Fox with a shot. It goes high and wide and goes all the way around the boards and back into American territory. We played 7 minutes exactly. 1-0 Team Canada. Long feed for Gensel, but icing is the call. If you're also just joining us, no Cale Makar. Shane Theodore's out for the tournament. We all knew that Travis Sanheim of the Flyers in his 8th year had to play in this game. Thomas Harley exemption is in. He hasn't looked out of place. The 23-year-old who had 3 good years in Mississauga.
And Harley got involved early, negating a scoring chance by getting a good stick there on the USA offensive player. he doesn't seem like he's out of place.
McDavid wins the draw to Morrissey. Design play to Reinhart behind the net, but it was picked off there by Hannafin. Morrissey bumps Hughes to the ice. Marner can't keep it in. Matthews now at center, chipping and chasing. Matthews in after it with Morrissey. Hughes there to help out, and he gets the puck to Matthews. Plays it along the boards to Werenski, pinching in from the left point. His sharp angle shot stopped by Binnington. Here's McDavid, skating it to center, takes a hit from Brady Tkachuk, and heads off. Brady Tkachuk to Matthew. 2 goals each in the last contest against Finland. Lets a shot go. Binnington right pad save, and Cirelli gets it out to center. Here's Braden Point. He couldn't get around Eichel, who bumps with Cirelli and throws it back behind the net. Werenski up to Tkachuk too far. Devon Toews wins the race to the puck. And I think that's all for Jack and the 2 Tkachuks on this shift. They'll head to the bench. Near side for Travis Sanheim. He dumps it in and heads off. Hellebuck behind the net, plays it to Brock Faber. Had a nice assist on the Matt Boldy goal that kind of changed the game against Finland. What a story he's been. Remember, drafted by the Kings. Runner-up for Calder of the Year last year. Kyle Connor with an opportunity. Tried to dangle by Doughty, but Doughty said no way.
Doughty's getting involved early. Assist on the Connor McDavid goal. Any questions about his health coming into this tournament? Seems like he's passed the test so far.
Puck goes off the stick of Seth Jarvis and over the glass and into the crowd. I guess a fan caught it in the air there, so that's why there's some applause. As things have settled down, Stewie, a parade to the penalty box. I guess it's fitting with a certain fighter in the building.
Well, I think we've had enough physicality in the first 30 seconds in this tournament to last the rest of the tournament, right? And USA, they don't want to turn it into a sideshow. They're playing from behind right now. I think for them, they need to stick to hockey, just continue to play physicality, and those Tkachuks need to stay out of the penalty box.
Face-off won by McKinnon, back to Parayko, over to Crosby in the far corner. Adam Fox all over him. Puck comes to center where Morrissey pumps it right back in again. McKinnon, Crosby, and Stone are back out there. Fox starts out. Far side for Dylan Larkin. In over the line. Plays it around the boards. Tap back by Miller to Fox. At the right point to Hannafin at the left point with a shot that's blocked. Stone can't find it. Plays it to himself up to McKinnon. But McKinnon couldn't corral the pass. Here he is again at center. Plays it back to Morrissey in his own zone. To Parayko. Parayko to Crosby. Backhand flip. And he heads off. We're approaching the 10-minute mark of a very eventful first period. We've had more fights than goals so far. I'd like to think that'll change as the game goes along. Toews near side to Marner. Left wing boards to McDavid with speed. McDavid gets knocked over by Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy is the defenseman McDavid danced around to score his goal. McAvoy can play any way you want. Here's McDavid again. Near side to Toews. Back to Sam Reinhart. Tries to get it in for Toews. It doesn't work. And out comes Jack Eichel with speed. He's got Hughes with him. And Gensel. Gensel scores! Jake Gensel streaking down the left wing. It was a shot that perhaps Binnington should have stopped. Nonetheless, Gensel has 2 in the tournament. We're tied at 1.
And this starts with a huge hit by Charlie McAvoy riding Connor McDavid into the ice, into the boards. Eichel comes up the ice, little shovel pass to Gensel, who makes no mistake and just keeps his feet moving. A little bit of a squeaker as he gets it 5-hole between the wickets of Binnington. 1-1 game. Good counter-punch and response by U.S. as they tie it up here in the first period.
Was it wickets or was it 6-hole?
I think it was the 5-hole. My eagle eyes from up here, that's what they're telling me.
Well, they're never supposed to see a sweat, but Binnington put his head up in the air as if he should have had it. Either way, a huge break for the U.S., and we're tied at 1 in a crazy hockey game with 9:30 on the clock. Here's Slavin in his own zone, being watched by Cirelli. Kachuk, as in Brady, gets it out to center. Thrown back in again by Drew Doughty. Faber, D to Slavin, up to Jack Eichel, who is dancing. Eichel goes around Bennett, but lost the handle. Now Bennett gets it to Hagel. Faber bumps into Hagel. And now Bennett goes into Slavin, but Bennett gets the worst of it. The body checking is picking up. Here's Brad Marchand. Scored against the Finns to make it 2-0. To the line, but not out. Parayko shot, tipped in front by Seth Jarvis. And it just went wide of the net as Brady gets it in, gets tangled up with Parayko, and heads to the bench. What a hockey game already. Both teams changing on the fly. Here comes Kyle Connor to Vinny Trocheck. Back to Adam Fox. Time and space with a shot. Lets it go. It goes off the glass and out of play as Fox gets tangled up there with Brad Marchand. As we get another look at the Jake Gensel goal, it kind of looks like the Crosby goal from Vancouver. So both countries are even. How about that?
Yeah, it looks like both goaltenders. Who was in that? Ryan Miller back then. So both goaltenders want that one back.
Game tied 1-1. We're back to Montreal after this.
It's soccer's most...
Hey, Mom, it's just cold as a rink in here. I'm going to try to get some more practice in.
I really need to replace those windows.
When your home starts feeling like you're back at the arena, it's time to replace your windows. Window Mart is your trusted partner when you need to replace your old, drafty windows and doors. Their Energy Star rated windows and doors will keep your home feeling cozy all year long. Book your free in-home consultation today. Head to windowmart.ca.
Hi, I'm Colin Bruce from Dominion Lending Center's Mortgage Mentors. I want to tell you about another client we just helped by refinancing their mortgage. We paid off their credit cards, a truck loan, and their travel trailer. We also dropped the mortgage rate by 2%. Now they save over $2,000 per month on their payments, and they're paying their mortgage off 6 years faster. And their response? Why didn't we do this sooner? Give me and my team a call, the Colin Bruce Mortgage Team, at 436-2511 or online at colinbruce.ca, 2 L's in Colin.
An unforgettable adventure is on deck with New West Travel. Hey everybody, it's Bryn Griffiths inviting you to join me this August on a 7-night Alaskan cruise with Princess Cruises and New West Travel. The tour includes round-trip airfare, first-class meals and entertainment, exceptional optional shore excursions, plus the stunning scenery of the Last Frontier, Alaska. So book your trip by the 15th of March and receive the Princess Plus package at no additional cost. Join me. Let's head north to Alaska. Call New West Travel or visit newwesttravel.com.
Bring your better half, your best friend. Bring everyone to enjoy this 2-can-dine offer from Royal Pizza. All February long, choose any medium gourmet pizza, a meal-sized Caesar, Greek or tossed salad, and a slice of dessert for only $37.95. This 2-can-dine offer ends February 28th, so hurry into your nearest Edmonton and area Royal Pizza today. For great food and great value, Royal Pizza is the perfect choice.
Come on home, Royal Pizza. Still making it great. You're listening to 4Nations Face Off on the radio home of your Oilers. 880 CHED, proudly sponsored by Reface Magic.
The best female hockey player in the world for most of the last 15 years. Hero of Vancouver 2010 was just shown on the Jumbotron. 8:31 to go. Period number 1. 1-1, Canada-USA. Draw controlled by Gensel. He couldn't get it towards the net. Team Canada comes back the other way, led by Mitch Marner. Tries to toe drag around Matthews. His Leaf teammate doesn't work. He's probably seen that in practice before. McDavid at center. Back to Morrissey in his own zone. He goes D to Parayko. Up to Reinhart right side. Cross corner shoot into McDavid. He gets bumped again by McAvoy. That's the second body check by McAvoy and McDavid. But McDavid steals the puck momentarily. McAvoy picks it off and skates it out to center. Dumped in by Werenski and left for Binnington behind his own net. At center for Reinhart. Gains the center red and dumps it in.
Taking a little bit of liberties on Connor McDavid. But I would let a sleeping giant lay. As he sort of elevates, the more upset he tends to get. So we'll see how he responds.
Binnington plays it to Devon Taves, near side for Mark Stone, rink wide for Crosby. He goes down with Jacob Slavin. And it's shoveled into the USA zone, but out they come on a 2-on-1. Here's Larkin, backhand to Boldy, and Crosby got a stick on it, or maybe he got a stick on Boldy because the penalty's coming up on the play, and it's going to be hooking, I think, to Sidney Crosby, and the U.S. will go to the power play for the first time.
Yeah, tough penalty there for Canada as they get caught a little bit on that back check, a 2-on-1 developing, and Crosby, I'm sure, would want that one back. Probably stopped a goal there, so I don't mind that. And he'll sit for 2 minutes or less on a hooking call. And we knew, Cools, that this next penalty was probably coming to U.S. That's the way the cookie crumbles in today's professional hockey.
Well, as you alluded to, it was a penalty, and it probably saved a goal on a 2-on-1. So here we go. Matthews wins the draw. Back to Werenski. He's running the power play, of course, without with Jack's brother Quinn. Had 3 assists in the opener. Bad feed there by Matthew Tkachuk, picked up by Cirelli, and he gets it out down the ice.
It's the one strength for Team Canada. They have some great penalty killers, starting off with Cirelli and Point. The first one's out the door. Mitch Marner employed second here.
Matthews, to a chorus of boos, drops it for Eichel. He gets it into Gensel. Back around the net. Eichel couldn't corral it. Tkachuk does as he gets thrown to the ice. Puck comes to Gensel in front of the net, looking backdoor tap in for Eichel. It just failed to click. Matthews, right wing circle. Behind the net for Matthew. Back to the point for Zach Werenski. Near side for Matthew. Shot, save, rebound. And a big save by Jordan Binnington. That's his best of the game on Gensel. It's still 1-1.
Great job by Binnington. Great response after that first goal being a bit of a squeaker. A little shot redirect from Austin Matthews. Goes off Tkachuk's stick. Rebound goes to Gensel. And he gets that pad scrolling across to keep the game 1-1 with 1:06 to go at this power play.
Face off to the right of Binnington. Reinhardt on the draw with Matthews. Same power play for the U.S. Werenski to Matthews. Back to Eichel near side. Right wing circle with a shot. Loose in front. Matthews there. Can't put it in. And it's shot out to center ice by Sam Reinhardt. Zach Werenski taps it back for Eichel. Over to Matthews. Clean zone entry on the power play to Tkachuk. Back to Matthews near corner. To Tkachuk, right wing circle. Leaves it for Matthews. Back to the point to Werenski. Keeps it in. Has Eichel on a one-timer. Chooses to wait. Get it to Tkachuk behind the net. Over to Eichel. And again, so with a shot, hit the side of the net. 25 seconds in the minor penalty to Crosby. Werenski lets a shot go. Goes off the stick of Gensel. Broke it. Has to go to the bench. Werenski keeps it in. Over to Eichel. 10 seconds in the minor. Eichel centers it. Matthews side of the net. Can't put it in. Oh, what a chance for Austin Matthews. Marner now skates it out. And the U.S. 0 for 1 on their power play as McDavid brings it in, lets a shot go. Crosby goes, nope, he circled the bench and he's staying on with McDavid. Under 5 to go as Jack Hughes has speed. 1 assist in the opener. On pace for 95 points this year. He chips to himself, goes and gets it. Takes a big hit, which knocked the stick out of his hand from Doughty. Comes to Taves, who gives it away. Boldy looking for Jack Hughes. He was at the end of a shift, so he goes off. Oh, Brady Tkachuk with a big body check on Drew Doughty. Knocked him to the ice. This is big boy hockey, folks. Taves in over the line to Crosby. Behind the net. Bounced over the stick of McKinnon. Crosby gets it behind the net. Out the other corner. Tries to center. Goes off Slavin. Crosby near side to McKinnon. In front looking for McDavid. He couldn't corral the pass. Miller gets it out to center ice with 4 minutes to go here in a crazy first period.
Great strategy by Coach Sullivan putting the Avenger line out there, and McDavid, McKinnon, and Sidney Crosby as they look to get some momentum back here after that penalty kill that they killed off.
Here comes Brad Marchand in over the line. Fans are yelling about something behind the play. There's a big check there by Bennett on Noah Hannafin. Jarvis steals, but can't get the puck in deep. And Gensel finds Hannafin off the bench. Noah Hannafin in front, sticked aside by Binnington. 3:20 to go here in period number one. Game tied 1-1. McDavid opened the scoring. Gensel just tied it. Morrissey to the net. Fans wanted a call, and they will get a tripping minor by Gordy Dwyer. Josh Morrissey's had a good first period so far, Stewie.
Great individual play by Josh Morrissey as he fakes that he's going wide and cuts to his backhand and gets chopped down by Morrissey. If he didn't get chopped down there, that would probably be a little bit of a half breakaway. Great individualistic play.
Game tied 1-1. Team Canada on the power play when we come back on Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio.
The heartthrobs and the hair, the bad girls and the boy bands, plus guitars, lots of guitars. Oh, and the original MTV VJs.
Mark Goodman, Nita Blackwood, and myself, Alan Hunter.
If it was big in the 80s, it's on 80s on 8. And listen at home on Alexa, Google Home, smart TVs, and everywhere on the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Rupp. NHL teams that can benefit from this tournament. Austin Matthews is a perfect example. What happens if he leads Team USA and has success in this tournament? Connor Hellebuck, he could shed a lot of pressure and narrative on him not being able to win big games by winning this tournament.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Now's the perfect time to get your car back to school ready so you can drive with confidence. Meineke does car care right, and that means our certified technicians will fix whatever your car needs and back it up with nationwide warranties. Whether it's checking tires, engine repairs, tune-ups, oil changes, we'll fix it and get you ready because keeping your kids safe is our top priority this time of year. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
California Closets just custom designed Molly's media room. Now it's the perfect space for binge watching. Tons of shelves for books, plenty of seating for game night, drawers to hide remotes and dog toys. So it's not really a media room. It's more like a media, TV, reading, living, game room. California Closets. We did it for Molly, and we can do it for you because we know you differently. Schedule your free in-home consultation now at 800 Cal Closets or californiaclosets.ca.
Team Canada on the power play here. They were 1 for 1 against the Swedes. There were only 2 penalties in the game, 1 each. 0 for 1 in their first opportunity. They're back at it again. Josh Morrissey, who 2 years ago had 16 goals and 76 points. He'll run the power play. He got tripped up there, and when you look at it again, it was skate against skate, so looks like it was the right call. Reinhardt on the draw gets thrown out of the circle. So McKinnon goes in to take it against JT Miller. McKinnon wins the draw. Back to Morrissey. Over to McDavid. Far boards. Sizing up the situation. Back to Morrissey. Over to McKinnon. Rink wide to McDavid. McDavid shot. Right on. No rebound with Crosby on the doorstep. And 15 seconds in, Canada gets their first chance.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that shot by McDavid, and it wasn't like he was trying to score. I think he was maybe trying to shoot for a redirect with Crosby in front there, maybe shoot for a rebound or a pass off the pad. He's known to pick the pocket or pick the corner certain times there, but great job by Hellebuck fronting the puck.
Crosby, winger win on the face-off. Gets it to Morrissey, over to McDavid. He loses the handle. Goes to JT Miller, and we have a 2-on-1. Miller to Trocheck. Bounced over his stick. McDavid was tracking fast, but nonetheless a good play to kill some time for the U.S. Here's McDavid with speed. Working on Slavin. Goes around him. Gets it back to Crosby. Back to the point to Morrissey. into McDavid, right wing circle. To Crosby. Back to the point to Morrissey. Looking for Crosby back door. McDavid in the slot. Shooting over top of the net. McDavid had time and space right there in the slot. He elected to shoot as McKinnon battles for a loose puck. Loses the battle to Trocheck, who gets it down the ice. Under a minute to go in the minor.
Great job by McDavid there coming downhill. Just missing that top shelf by a couple inches there.
Doughty with the drop back to Point, over to Marner, into Seth Jones. Power play 2 on the ice. Marner leaves it for Seth Jarvis. Make that. Great opportunity for Point in front of the net. Couldn't get a stick on it. Jarvis battling now with Marner. 3 blue, 3 red sweaters. U.S. will take it. Tick-tock goes the clock. Back to the point now for Drew Doughty. Rink wide to Marner. In the right wing circle. More of a passer than a shooter, but he shot in overtime. Here's Point in the slot. Lets a shot go that's blocked. Seth Jarvis to Stone. In front of the net to Point. Hellebuck, what a save. Loose in front again. Back to Doughty. Over to Marner. Right wing circle. The penalty is over. Marner to Stone. Out of the box is Gensel. And the U.S. kills another Canadian power play as Point has the puck behind the net. Braden Point, under a minute to go here in period number 1. What a period of hockey. Shots are 8-6 in favor of Team Canada. Had their opportunities on the power play, couldn't bury it.
Great kill by Team USA, keeping Canada to the perimeter, making it tough to really penetrate through the middle.
Giveaway, picked off by Taves. His shot towards the net bounces to Cirelli, and then whacked to Matthews at center. Back comes Taves to Sam Bennett with a shot. Pad save by Hellebuck, and then he'll cover up with 24 seconds to go. That should be Hellebuck's 7th save of the period.
Great job by Devon Taves. He stops that puck just before the red line there. And what does he do? Goes right away back onto offense, does the kickback and drives. Doesn't sit back, drives that defense back to create an opportunity to get a shot on net. So great heads up, cerebral play there by Devon Taves.
Face off to the right of Connor Hellebuck. David on with McKinnon and Crosby here. Draws one by Jack Eichel. Got an assist on the Gensel goal. He's got 3 assists already in the tournament. McDavid back to Sanheim with a shot. I think he was looking for a tip, didn't work. McDavid back to Sanheim over his stick, so he plays it to Crosby, who's double teamed there by Tkachuk and Hanifin. Tkachuk just flips it down the ice. And there is the siren. I'm assuming icing is the call. But the clock ran out. Stewie, shots favor the U.S. The game is tied. Wow, we can all catch our breath. One of the best periods of hockey we've ever seen.
Definitely fired up here after that first sequence of fights. 3 fights in the first 10 seconds. Everybody getting involved. And just the energy in the building really setting the tone for both sides. Canada getting the first goal, USA scoring. But Canada did a great job responding, drawing a couple penalties, getting back that momentum the last half of that first period. I'm interested to see now going into the second period, do they keep that Avenger line together with McKinnon, Crosby, and Connor McDavid as, again, it messes up the balance of the lines a little bit, but those 3 can really turn the tide of the game. 1-1 through the first 20 minutes here.
Catch your breath, folks. Scotty Laughlin standing by with the first intermission report. So we should have Scotty in just a few moments. Have you ever seen back-to-back-to-back fights, Stewie?
Well, once upon a time, I played in the Quebec Fighting League, and there was back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
Thomas Harley joins us now. Thomas, how did it feel being thrown into the fire and watching WWE, I guess, to start?
Yeah, that was a pretty electric start to the game. I didn't think the crowd could get more going than it already was, but they picked it up, and now it's really got our guys going.
The cameras caught you watching practice earlier on today. How tough was it getting involved in the game without having that skate, getting prepared for the game at night?
It's definitely unusual. That wasn't too hard. It's still hockey out there. You just got to, be yourself, make plays.
Thomas, thanks for doing this. Good luck in the second period.
Yeah, thanks.
Thomas Harley of the Dallas Stars and Team Canada. We'll hit the break when we come back. Scotty Laughlin, first intermission report. Stay with us.
Don't miss MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training beginning this month.
This is what I love.
Great to have spring training finally be here.
Tune in as we visit with all 30 teams on site across Arizona and Florida.
A young player now turning into a star.
Hear from the star players, managers, and front office executives.
Shohei's really changed the landscape.
MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training this month on Sirius XM and the Sirius XM app.
In case you missed it on NHL Network Radio.
He's got time and space in the high slot. Near side to Jesper Bratt in front. They score! Back door! Joel Eriksson Ek. William Nylander with speed. 3-on-2 for the Swedes and over the line. Nylander. Nice dish to Karlsson who scores! Wow! Nylander to Karlsson. And the Swedes regain the lead. It's 3-2.
NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-295-7144. 800-295-7144. Again, that's 800-295-7144.
Do you have a luxury watch you no longer wear or want? Why not sell it for cash you can use right now? Worthy is a selling partner you can trust to get you the best value for brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and more. With thousands of 5-star reviews and features in publications like the New York Times and Forbes, Worthy has already helped over 80,000 clients get the most for their watches, diamonds, and jewelry with our secure online auction. Worthy will help you sell your luxury watch fast with zero risk. You are in complete control. And once your watch sells, payment is fast. If it doesn't sell, we return it to you for free. No strings attached. At Worthy, we succeed when you do because we share the same goal to maximize your earnings. Why settle for less when you can get more? And now for a limited time, Worthy is cutting fees in half for SiriusXM listeners. Get 50% off your success fee when you go to worthy.com/watch50. That's worthy.com/watch50.
Here live from the Bell Center in Montreal. Scott Laughlin with you. You're listening to the 4Nations Face-Off Intermission Report on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. 1-1. Team USA, Team Canada deadlocked after one period of play. Wow, what did we just witness in that opening period, especially in the first 9 seconds? 9 seconds it took to have not one, not two, but three fights occur. Somebody tweeted us this morning that maybe this doesn't matter. It's the final that matters between these two teams. First of all, we're not sure that each of them will reach there. We're hoping that's going to be the case. But I said, yes, it does matter. Believe me, it does matter. And I think that was proven right off the hop. And to use the old boxing analogy, they got to get it on because they simply don't get along. And right off the opening draw, it didn't take long for the tone to be set in this one. Let's hand it over right now to Steve Coolias. He and Anthony Stewart were on the call.
And we are underway. Point wins the draw, and we've got a fight. We have a fight off the opening faceoff. Brandon Hagel and Matthew Tkachuk. It took 2 seconds. They're at center. Grappling. No punches thrown yet. Hagel throws a right. Tkachuk a right. Hagel. Tkachuk. A little jab. shot. Another shot by Hagel. Kachuk's helmet is out. Hagel has an arm free. One punch. And now Hagel takes Kachuk to the ice. How do you like it so far?
How did we like it so far? The building was electric. The benches were standing up, tapping their sticks off the bench. Both players going to the sin bin, and it was Brandon Hagel trying to whoop the crowd up just a little bit further. And just when you thought, okay, they've got that all out of their system, it was time to drop the puck once again.
Brady's taking the draw against Sam Bennett, and we have another fight. Bennett has a right free. Kachuk with a right, Bennett with a right, lost his helmet. They're exchanging blows right at the Team Canada blue line. And now Kachuk takes down Bennett. 3 seconds into the game, 2 fights, and the Kachuk brothers will be side by each in the penalty box. Have you ever seen a start to a game like this?
Yeah, so Hagel's the one after the first bout that's whipping up the Canadian fans into a frenzy. Brady Kachuk says, take that. I just got the better of Sam Bennett. I'm going to whip up the American fans who are in attendance here at the Bell Center into a bit of a frenzy as well. Okay, just as the Kachucks dropped the gloves, just like Papa Keith did in the World Cup of Hockey back in 1996, against Claude Lemieux, they got that done. And then 6 seconds later, after a stoppage in play, wouldn't you know, here we go once again.
Another stoppage, scrums in front of the net. JT Miller drops the gloves with Colton Parayko. Miller and Parayko. Parayko's got a right free. He catches Miller. Miller falls to the ice. Falls again. Parayko, big reach, knocks his helmet off. Another punch. Parayko, his right is free. Miller's hanging on. He throws a right. Another right by Miller. And now the linesmen step in. And our third straight fight. This time Parayko and JT Miller. We've played 9 seconds and we have 3 fights.
Yeah, 3 fights in 9 seconds to set the tone for this hockey game. As a matter of fact, in that last bout, JT Miller got a 2-minute minor for cross-checking against Parayko. And so Canada actually went to the power play. Couldn't really get much going against Team USA on that particular man advantage opportunity. However, Canada would open the scoring a little bit later on. Drew Doughty, what a feed. Talk about headmanning the puck. There's nothing like headmanning the puck to the fastest guy that's ever put on a pair of skates. Here once again is Steve Coolias.
Shoots it into the Team Canada zone. Binnington behind the net. Reverse to Drew Doughty. Doughty to McDavid. Has speed. Breakaway. McDavid scores! Connor McDavid scores his first of the tournament. Canada's on the board. It's 1-0.
So it's Drew Doughty with that great feed to Connor McDavid. He goes to the backhand to beat Connor Hellebuck. 1-0 for Canada. Jordan Binnington, interestingly enough, the goaltender, picks up an assist, that sort of Grant Fuhr assist, right where you leave it for Paul Coffey, and he's got a streaking Yari Curry down the right side, results in a goal. That sort of throwback motion, as it turns out. Number 50 picks up the helper, gives it to Doughty. Doughty to McDavid. 1-0 Canada. However, we had some good from Jordan Binnington and some not so good. He would be victimized on a bit of a softie. We've seen it before, as recently as Wednesday night in that loss, or at least the victory over Team Sweden. Could have been a loss, given a couple of odorous goals given up by the St. Louis Blues goaltender for Team Canada. That leaky goal reared its ugly head once again as Jake Gensel and Team USA would take advantage.
And out comes Jack Eichel with speed. He's got Hughes with him. And Gensel. Gensel scores! Jake Gensel streaking down the left wing. It was a shot that perhaps Binnington should have stopped. Nonetheless, Gensel has 2 in the tournament. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, so it's Eichel to Gensel. Gensel in off a tough angle and slides it pretty much right through the wickets on Jordan Binnington. We've seen that before much too often if you're a Canadian hockey fan out there. It is game number 2 of the tournament, but already 3 softies considered against Jordan Binnington. But Gensel and Team USA will take it. Jack Eichel gets his 3rd assist of the tournament already, and it was 1-1 at that point. Hey, look, in defense of Jordan Binnington, right after that, he made a couple of big stops. One on Gensel on a U.S. power play, and then he got over in time, it looked like. Maybe a little bit of a help from the side of the net on an Austin Matthews one-timer on a power play as well. So Binnington sort of redeeming himself, just like he did in overtime against Team Sweden going back to Wednesday night. But that softie will be talked about after this game, no question about it, win or lose for Team Canada. So it's 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal in the opening period for the United States, 8, and for Team Canada, 7. Don't know what the second period's going to have to offer, but we cannot wait to see it play out the way that it's going to play out. By the way, just a correction, Team Canada giving credit for a late shot on goal, 8-8 to be exact, shots on goal through the first 20 minutes of play. Again, nothing would surprise us with regard to this great rivalry. This is hockey. I had a couple of media members joking beside me, screaming out, "This is hockey," and we saw that off the hop. We saw the aggression. We saw the physicality of it. In the first period, Charlie McAvoy had a huge hit on Connor McDavid coming in over the American blue line, and they're kind of treating McDavid like a ragdoll as Team USA right now. Again, there are no friends, all kinds of enemies out there on the ice. It's a great rivalry. That first period was exactly what the doctor ordered, what we were kind of expecting to see. And again, it does matter. Trust me, it was proven in the first 9 seconds that it does matter. And tonight, hopefully, could be the lid lifter of what we will see in first of 2 matchups between USA and Canada. Again, still plenty of heavy lifting to be done in Boston coming up on Monday with that doubleheader. A lot to be determined. A lot to be determined in the second period here and going forward. When we come back, we'll hand it back off to Steve Coulias and Anthony Stewart. They will have the call of period number 2 from the Bell Center. You've been listening to the 4Nations Face-Off Intermission Report right here on Sirius XM at HL Network Radio.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Farmer, spring will be here before you know it. Get ready with the all-new Claas Zerion 12 Series tractor. With a CTV transmission for smooth operation, a powerful 140-gallon-per-minute hydraulic system, and unmatched visibility, it's built to handle your toughest jobs. Plus, with industry-leading fuel efficiency, ride quality, and comfort, the Zerion 12 Series keeps you going strong all day long. Don't wait. Secure yours today. Visit your local Claas dealer or claas.com. Claas, made for more.
Are you looking to be a healthier and happier you? Prevention of cardiovascular disease is more than just eating healthy and exercising. Risk factors include smoking, alcohol, physical inactivity, obesity, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and diabetes, and may not always paint the complete picture. There are specific factors that increase your chances of developing problems with your heart and blood vessels. The HeartFit Clinic comprises of comprehensive, non-invasive cardiovascular assessments. Book your complimentary consultation today by calling 780-733-1233.
Jack Michaels here for Reface Magic, who transformed both my closet and office. It's an upgrade to my home. Quite frankly, I never thought possible. You won't believe what the Reface team can do for your home and how affordable it can be. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 3 months on your project, and until March 31st, receive up to $800 of crown molding or light balance free of charge. For details, contact Reface Magic today, 2988 Parsons Road, refacemagic.ca.
Celebrate any occasion with Japanese Village. Delicious premium A5 Wagyu and certified Angus beef cooked at your table teppanyaki style with their famous secret sauces. Visit jvedmonton.ca for details and reserve now.
Imagine a retirement lifestyle without chores, just freedom to do what you love most. At Glenora Park, enjoy state-of-the-art amenities, stunning river valley views, and tailored living options. Book a tour today at glenorapark.ca.
You need a partner who can support you from the planning stages to job completion. That partner is Contract Equipment Limited. With an extensive fleet of over 600 units, Contract is the leading provider of heavy equipment rentals and used heavy equipment sales in Western Canada. Whether you need to rent to own, or buy heavy equipment in Western Canada, call Darcy anytime. 780-935-6766.
CONTRAC. Contract.
You're listening to 4Nations Face Off on the radio home of your Oilers. 880 CHED. Proudly sponsored by Reface Magic.
From Bell Center in Montreal.
Well, we've been waiting a year for this, Stewie, and the first period did not disappoint. 2 seconds in, Hagel, Matthew Tkachuk fight. 1 second later, Sam Bennett, Brady Tkachuk fight. 6 seconds later, Colton Parayko, JT Miller fight. We had 2 goals, and away we go.
The only thing we were missing was a pear and a partridge and a pear tree, but we had a little bit of everything there. Charlie McAvoy had a great period as well. 4 big hits, 2 of those on Connor McDavid. The USA penalty kill was going at full force as well, too. We saw McDavid playing with Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon. So we've seen a little bit of everything as the momentum. It's really, really tough to see who has that edge through the first 20 minutes. I'm definitely excited. It's tough to get my words out as this puck is about to drop for the second period.
Puck is dropped, and we're back underway. Eichel against Brayden Point on the faceoff. Eichel an assist on the Gensel goal, which means he's got 3 points so far in this tournament in the middle of his best NHL season. Here's Eichel with it now. Up to Brady Tkachuk, tries to chip it in. He's stopped at the line. Comes to Cirelli, to Colton Parayko. Up to Hagel, who tips it in and goes in after it. Reinhart comes off the bench, gets it to Point at the end of his shift. He wins a puck battle against McAvoy, gets it to Hagel behind the net in front. Looking for Sam Reinhart, 57 goals last year. Won't get that this year, but he's still filling the net in Florida. As his buddy Matthew Tkachuk tips it in, and the Eichel line goes off. Jack Hughes is on, being watched by Connor McDavid. Hughes to an open wing, nobody's there. Matthews had to go track it down and get it back to Jacob Slavin. Slavin plays catch with his partner Brock Faber, and they dump it in. Here's Reinhart in his own zone. Gets it up to McDavid. Chips it by Gensel. Over to Mitch Marner, but Jack Hughes with a very nice back check there, Stewie.
Yeah, just a little bit off the mark there for Connor McDavid to Mitch Marner, who was just on that flank, probably about a couple feet, a little bit to the left to receive that pass.
Drew Doughty at center. Wrists it in. In after the puck was Crosby, but he couldn't corral it. Off the Disney sign. Ricochets high in the air, and then the high flip by Dylan Larkin, taking no chances. If you're listening for the first time, Larkin, of course, wears 71 to Detroit, the captain. Wings in a playoff chase. He's wearing 21 here. Crosby, right wing circle in front of the net. Goes through everybody back to the point to Taves. Leaves it there for Crosby. On the backhand, loses a battle with Larkin. Fox has it momentarily. Crosby gets it back to Nathan McKinnon. In front, looking for Stone. But a nice play by JT Miller as the long-range shot by Taves. Hellebuck swallows it.
Great pressure by Canada there. Stone picking the pocket there, going to the net, and those guys are really, really great at just having good time and space out there and finding the right angles to really get that puck back. It's not about just coming in and throwing the body. It's going to be really tough to replicate the physicality that they had in the first period. Smart's taking over there.
Face off to the right of Hellebuck. Trocheck on the draw, wins it against Bennett. Brock Nelson tries to get it in, gets it back again from Kyle Connor as Nelson is filled in by Bennett, but he pounces right back up again. No harm, no foul, play on. Bennett near boards, loses a puck battle. McAvoy at the point with a shot. Ends up on the stick of Kyle Connor to Trocheck, blocker save Binnington. This line putting on some pressure. I guess officially the fourth line for Mike Sullivan's crew. Here's Sam Bennett in over the line. He has a man with him. Shot. Pad save by Hellebuck. He had Marchand on the far side.
Early in that period, you just want to get a puck to the net there. Good job by Bennett.
There's a puck to the net by Kyle Connor looking for Werenski. Stick doesn't work. Marchand can't track it down. Slavin wins the race and now sets up shop in his own zone as we played 3 minutes and change. Eichel off the bench with the Kachucks. Here's Matthew. Pad save. Another shot. Another save by Binnington, who has settled down. 2 big saves by the Stanley Cup champion with the Blues in 2019.
And settled down he has. Great job getting a toe on that puck. And he just seems, as the game goes along, it takes him a while to get settled in. But he finds a way to make 2 big saves there to keep the game 1-1. You see the confidence in his eyes there. Not too much movement within the crease. Eyes looking cold as ice as he keeps the game 1-1.
So Team Canada is the home team. They get last change. So I think the Tampa Bay line up against Eichel is the plan. It was hard to see matchups early because everybody and their brother was in the box. Doughty to Braden Point. Far side to Brandon Hagel. He was one of the players who fought in the early going towards the net. Hellebuck bobbled that one, Stewie. Back to the point it comes. Thomas Harley to his partner Drew Doughty. Looking for Point, but that pass was in the air. He couldn't corral it. And back comes Jack Eichel. This side to Brady Tkachuk. Flips it in. Jack and the Tkachuks at the end of a shift, you would think. Jack Hughes is already onto the ice. And here comes Austin Matthews. 69 goals last season. Cirelli backhand, flips it in. Out comes Hellebuck to start the breakout. Gets it to Hughes. Back to Matthews off his skate. Attacks the triangle on Marner and brings it into Gensel. And that cheer you hear is because McDavid threw a body check on Gensel. His pass back to the Marner play almost ended up on the net on Jordan Binnington.
A little bit of a miscue there.
Falling down on the play leads to McDavid 2-on-1. McDavid tried to find Reinhart. Fox caught an edge and fell down. He wanted a call. Here comes Jack Hughes. He's got Werenski at the point. And Matthews has it now in the far corner. He loses it to McDavid, who loses it to Hughes. Back to Matthews. Over to Werenski. Blocker saved by Binnington. Reinhart knocks it down but can't get it out. Hughes near side to Matthews in the circle with a shot. Werenski almost put that one in kind of the Dylan Larkin spot on the power play for you Red Wing fans out there. Puck comes out to center. It might go for icing. No, it doesn't. Waved off by linesman Ryan Daisy. What a start to the second period. Miller dumps it in. Near side for Larkin. Back around the net to Slavin at the right point. Keeps it in. Plays it to Larkin. Back to Slavin with a shot in front. Hit the goal post. Dylan Larkin. Backhand, forehand, and he hit the post. U.S. is coming on here. Here's Crosby. Bobbles it. Can't get it out. Matt Boldy behind the net. Has Larkin in front. Slavin a shot. Stop. Larkin. Faber. Fans. At the right point. In deep for Boldy. Centers it. Picked off by McKinnon. An ill-timed play as the U.S. was all over Team Canada.
Both teams changing chances.
Back comes McKinnon. Sorry, Stewie. You're playing too fast.
Too fast to call there, but I do not mind it at all.
Thank God we're not paying you by the word. I wish I did.
Could be a rich man.
Turks and Caicos. Back comes Team Canada. Momentarily, stripped of the puck was Bennett. Comes to Kyle Connor. Being watched by Bennett. Behind the net is Vinny Trocheck. He loses it. Tight checking now, Stewie. Tight checking. Thomas Harley, our first intermission guest. Imagine his parents watching this game.
Just playing amongst elite players, stepping in, not looking out of place. Great young defenseman, OHL product. Great stick there as well.
So Marchand coughed it up. Harley stopped a breakaway with poise and confidence of a 33-year-old, and he's just 23. Dylan Larkin hit the post. We're back with more second period action. This game is tied at 1.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
It's NBA All-Star Saturday night at the Chase Center. Players will be competing in the Skills Challenge, three-point contest, and the Slam Dunk contest featuring two-time defending champion Mac McClung. Complete coverage beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBA Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here. Raptors Nation is on Canada Talks.
Barrett now driving on the far side, got to the baseline, jackknife pass out on the perimeter to Boucher. Long, high, looping triple is good. The Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors 104-101, and right in front of us, a big-time fist pump.
Your home for the Toronto Raptors. Canada Talks. Sirius XM 167 and the Sirius XM app.
Honey, I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
Oh, it's awful, hon.
You know, my brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos.
I know it's been on our list, but isn't getting life insurance a huge pain? Oh, it's so much paperwork, and you have to go see the doctor. I wouldn't even know where to start.
With Ethos, Dave said it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. Plus, it's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house. He was able to choose an amount that worked for his needs, and Ethos made the whole thing so easy and clear.
10 minutes with no medical exam? Ethos, here we come.
Here's to sleeping better at night.
Help protect your loved ones today with Ethos. Life insurance made easy. Visit applyethos.com to apply today. That's applyethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Alba pass for Panarin, moving it on a breakaway.
In the world.
And scored!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
From the Bell Center in Montreal. 4Nations face off. I'm Steve Coolies along with Anthony Stewart. Game tied 1-1 between Team Canada and USA. The Americans win in regulation. No matter what happens Monday, they're in the final in Boston. McDavid opened the scoring. Jake Gensel tied it moments later. And that's where we stand right now with 13 minutes even on the clock. We've had 3 fights. 2, 3, and 9 seconds into the game. As Hagel, F1 gets in there, centers for Cirelli with a shot. Blocked in front of the net by Zach Werenski. Rink-wide feed to Brady Tkachuk, who's involved in the shenanigans. He gets it around the boards from a pinching Zach Werenski. Travis Sanheim, near side for Cirelli. Harley and Sanheim for what they've been asked to do. So far, so good, but here comes Slavin with a shot. Blockers save Binnington. Puck comes out to center.
You mentioned those two defensemen. They've stepped up and risen to the occasion, playing solid hockey, making a good first pass, and most importantly, defensively reliable.
Jack Hughes in his own zone, gathering speed. Tried to find Matthews. The play was broken up. And Matthews and Hughes got their signals crossed, so the play is offside with 12:07 to go.
McDavid almost sprung there too, and he just has so much speed where he forces the defender just to gap back because he gains so much space. Every stride seems like just gets so much time and space in creating that shot selection for him too. So again, let's look for him now to create some more speed and opportunities with that skating ability.
Face-off controlled by Jack Hughes just outside the Canadian blue line. He gives it away to McDavid. Never a good idea. McDavid brings it in. Being checked by Hughes just enough so McDavid made a bad pass. And back come the U.S. Dumping it in as Brock Faber. Binnington's out to play it. Reverses to Morrissey, far corner. Left wing boards for Sam Reinhart. Rink-wide feed to Colton Parayko. Also part of the early shenanigans with the early fights. Here's Faber in his own zone. Long lead feed to Gensel. Broken up. and offside will be the call. And I don't think McDavid was sure if it was brought in by an American player or Reinhardt, but nonetheless, I guess it was, so we get stoppage.
He was arguing that play as he did challenge the defender there, but he didn't seem to get a stick actually on the puck, so not sure of the ruling. He did touch his stick, but there was no connection with the puck, so I'm sure he's wondering why that was offside.
11:28 to go here in period number 2. Shots are basically even, 13-12 in favor of the U.S. as they put the puck into their own bench, and we'll do it all over again. You can feel the tension in the air, Stewie. You can feel the tension, the 20th best-on-best meeting between Team Canada and the United States. U.S. winning in 1996, the World Cup. They won in Vancouver. Since that win, Sidney Crosby is 26-0 on the national team. You wonder if this is the night that bubble pops.
I say not.
Puck comes to the near side for Larkin. Tries to filter it through to the net. Doesn't work. Comes back to Hanifin at the left point. He throws it behind the net to Matt Boldy. What an impressive player he has become for Billy Guerin and the Minnesota Wild. Hanifin towards the net. Binnington takes no chances. It hits him in the maple leaf, and he hangs on.
Great job by Stone there. Small detail in fronting that shot from the defender of the USA. He doesn't just skate directly towards the skater. What does he do? He gets in the lane first and then activates, and it forced the defender to sort of take a step to the side, making it a more difficult angle to get the puck off. An easy save for Jordan Binnington to keep it 1-1.
Also our lead item that broke during Scotty Laughlin's pregame show, no Cale Makar. He did skate today, not yesterday, as the draw is won by Kachuk, and it comes back to center. So no Cale Makar. The belief was he's sick. He'll fight through it. Boy, you got to think what he's going through to miss a game like this for Team Canada. There's a shot that ricochets off Eichel wide. He almost tipped that into the net as once again icing is coming up against Team Canada as the flow the last few shifts has been in the USA's favor.
That game slowed down just a tad from that first period where they were changing chances back and forth. It seemed like every single shift, and USA slowing it down, getting pucks, chipping and charging, getting it to the point, and they're electing to go with volume. Let's just start trying to pick apart Jordan Binnington, putting pucks on net, no matter the angle, no matter how soft of a shot, in hopes that a trickler gets by.
Face off won by Team Canada, but Jack Hughes won the race to the puck, and he's got the puck behind the net. Strips Travis Sanheim, who falls down. Yeoman's work by Hughes to get it back to the point. Slavin back behind the net. To Hughes, centers it. Oh, it almost went off point, skate, and in. Oh, my goodness. Now the puck comes to center. Maybe a 2-on-1. Hagel and point. Hagel has the puck poked off his stick by Austin Matthews.
Great defensive play by Matthews, who doesn't get enough respect, I think, throughout the league for his two-way play.
Hughes, rink wide for Jake Gensel. Far corner, end of a shift, dumps it in, falls down, heads to the bench, and here's Colton Parayko. Gains the center red line, dumps it in. Hellebuck behind the net, plays it to Charlie McAvoy, who gets it back again from Kyle Connor. Hanifin tries to clear near side, and he does. Could be an icing on the play. It is, as Morrissey beats Brock Faber to the nuts.
Great tracking play by Morrissey there to really beat that icing. Nelson seemed to have a step, but good speed by Morrissey catching up and getting the faceoff back to the left of Connor Hellebuck.
9:41 to go. Icing means no immediate timeout. On the ice here, it's Crosby, McKinnon, Stone, Doughty with Thomas Harley. Wouldn't it be something if Thomas Harley made an offensive contribution? He's wearing Danny Briere's number 48, by the way.
Is that the Cooley's crystal ball prediction?
Face-off control by the USA. Nelson at center takes a hit to make a play. Here's Harley, rink wide looking for McKinnon. Too far. The clearing attempt by Hanifin hits the linesman, comes to Stone, who finds Crosby. That was offside. That was offside.
Uh-oh.
Here's Doughty, over to McKinnon, looking for Crosby, loses the handle, and now is Kyle Connor brings it out. Whew. That play is now for naught. Puck is picked off by Kyle Connor. Over to Vinny Trocheck. Goes around Stone. Back to Werenski. Rink wide to Fox. Back to Werenski. At the left point. Waiting. He gets stripped by Stone, who does indeed get it out with the help of Drew Doughty. Under 9 to go here in a period where the U.S. has had more of the offensive chances. And they've hit a goalpost too.
Yeah, easily could be 2-1, 3-1 for USA, as they seem to be driving this play in the second period through 12 minutes.
8:34 to go. Game tied 1-1. We'll be back to Montreal for 4Nations face-off action. You're listening to Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
Patch Adams said, treat a disease, you win, you lose. Treat a person, you win, no matter what the outcome. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we live this every day. Hands-on techniques, smiles, and compassion, always part of your care. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Add a winner to your pantry with Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
The upcoming trade deadline brings a lot of questions for any squad aiming to be the best. Do you add or stick with a club that got you to this point? The one snack that's got a full no-move clause for me is my bag of Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Tender, tasty, full of flavor. It'll be the best pickup you never knew you needed.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Some say it's the best.
Is your smile holding you back? Hi, I'm Dr. Elena Kusi from Kusi Dental Group, where we create custom smile makeovers to give you back that confidence you've been missing. From whitening to veneers and dental implants, we've got the expertise to transform your smile. Start your journey to a radiant new smile by visiting kusidental.ca or call 780-468-7270 to book your appointment.
Kusi Dental Group and South Edmonton Prosthodontics, your partners in perfecting smiles.
Jack Michaels here for Reface Magic, who transformed both my closet and office. It's an upgrade to my home. Quite frankly, I never thought possible. You won't believe what the Reface team can do for your home and how affordable it can be. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 3 months on your project, and until March 31st, receive up to $800 of crown molding or light balance free of charge. For details, contact Reface Magic today, 2988 Parsons Road, refacemagic.ca.
Patch Adams said, treat a disease, you win, you lose. Treat a person, you win, no matter what the outcome. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we live this every day. Hands-on techniques, smiles, and compassion, always part of your care. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
You're listening to 4Nations Face Off on the radio home of your Oilers. 880 CHED, proudly sponsored by Reface Magic.
To the Bell Center in Montreal. I'm Steve Coulis along with Anthony Stewart on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Game tied 1-1. Those fights, 9 seconds in, how much of it was organic? How much of it may be facilitated during the warm-up?
Interesting to see, and I'm going to be listening to those post-game comments, as I don't think that could have happened organically, right? I'm sure maybe someone went to the coach and said, hey, we want to start to get the fisticuffs going there. I can understand one, but not all three.
Here comes Point in over the line, the Tampa Bay Lightning line. All together for this contest. Bennett in the lineup, Konechny out. Theodore Hertz, Sanheim in, Makar sick. Harley in for him, as Brady couldn't handle the loose puck. And back comes Travis Sanheim the other way. 28-year-old Manitoba native, John Tortorella, was behind the U.S. bench pumping his tires during the season. And there he is, one of the many, many connections in this hockey game, Stewie.
Yeah, Sanheim, one of those guys that plays the game the right way. He's big, he's long, he's not afraid to activate and jump in and lead a rush while being defensively responsible. Full package for the Philadelphia Flyers team.
As great as this game is, it's too bad there's no Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar.
Or Tom Wilson.
Tom Wilson is trending on Hockey DB. Here's Crosby, or McDavid behind the net, centers it. Back to Reinhart with a shot. McDavid plays it back to Parayko at the right point. 7:30 to go, period number 2. It's been a quiet period for Team Canada. McDavid in a collision with Hanifin. Fans wanted a grappling penalty. Since George St. Pierre is here, he was a grappler, was he not?
He was, and a bit of a reverse check I think McDavid was trying to draw the penalty there as he absorbed that check and sort of grabbed onto him. But you talk about protecting the stars, Steve, in this today's NHL. I'm sure McDavid would love to have a couple more calls as he's dragged down. But I think that was more of a 50-50 play there, if you ask me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called the penalty on that play. It's on the power play in the first when he was brought down. To the naked eye, it did look like a penalty, but I have to say the officiating has been outstanding in this tournament. 10 out of 10.
A+. Because they're listening.
Larkin wins the draw. The rim around the boards by McAvoy ends up in the Team Canada bench. Team Canada on the Habs bench. Home team in red. USA wearing blue. All the countries only have one sweater. Canada gets last change. And if the U.S. wins in regulation, nobody can catch them. They'll be in the final next Thursday in Boston. We have doubleheader action Monday regardless.
Based on the game this morning, a lot's probably going to happen between now and that Thursday game, and it seems that anybody can beat anybody with just the tide that some of these games have been going. So it's been interesting, and what I like about it, all four teams have been competitive, and every game so far has been very, very exciting to watch as a fan, casual fan, super fan, ceiling fan.
Sidney Crosby waved out of the circle. Earlier today, Mikael Granlund of the Dallas Stars now won the game in overtime for the Finns. Swedes have 2 points. Finns have 2 points. Canada has 2 points. Here's Mark Stone to McKinnon. His backhand attempt thwarted by Hellebuck. Harley at the point with a shot. Tipped. Ends up on McKinnon's stick. Another good save by Hellebuck. Now Canada finally with some pressure. McKinnon to Harley. In deep for Stone. Up top to McKinnon with a shot. Rebound in front. Oh, what a save by Hellebuck. On the backhand there. I think that was Crosby denied.
2 scoring chances for McKinnon and Crosby, as most of the chances have been going USA's way with 6:37 left. They're finding a way to get involved.
Crosby tries to feed Bennett coming off the bench. Broken up, and this is a 2-on-1. Larkin shoots and scores. Dylan Larkin on a 2-on-1 beats Binnington's stick side, and the USA leads. It's now 2-1.
Another counter punch by Team USA as Canada gets caught on a bit of a turnover there by Crosby. Inopportune change leads to a 2-on-1, and Larkin, who's put this puck in the net to make it 2-1, that's a regular Tuesday afternoon for him, as he scored many goals for this Detroit Red Wings team. Makes no mistake as he puts it under the blocker over the pad of Jordan Binnington, who did a good job of fronting the puck. But with that scoring touch that Larkin has, no mistake putting the puck in for 2-1 lead for Team USA.
Dylan Larkin, all he does is play in Michigan. Grew up there, University of Michigan. And of course, captain of the Detroit Red Wings, almost for a decade now. So it's a 2-1 USA lead, their first lead of the game. And everything that goes in on Binnington is so scrutinized. At the other end, Hellebuck made 1, 2, 3 saves, including the one on Crosby. Back comes Kyle Connor, under 6 to go, period number 2. McDavid opened the scoring. And now 2 goals by the United States to take a 2-1 lead. Gensel in the first, and now Larkin. Here's Marchand with a shot right on the chest of Hellebuck, who went down in the butterfly. He'll hang on and we'll go to break. USA up 2-1 at the Bell Center. This game is on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
For Valentine's month, we've got a little something, something for the lovers.
Hey, it's me, Maxwell, and for the month of February, it's just you and me.
Maxwell is taking over.
Sirius XM Silk is
Maxwell's Serenade Radio. Playing timeless R&B slow jams.
all month long.
Channel 330 and on the Sirius XM app.
And I want you to be my Valentine.
The biggest plays.
That was knocked away the back. Score!
Yes.
Oh, and a good hit there by White Cloud.
Goals.
Headed in front point. Score!
Tuned to NHL Network
Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet. Insiders and the best analysis on the air.
They got a better defense. They got better goaltending. They got more balance up front.
The NHL on Sirius XM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
California Closets just custom designed Molly's media room. Now it's the perfect space for binge watching. Tons of shelves for books, plenty of seating for game night, drawers to hide remotes and dog toys. So it's not really a media room. It's more like a media, TV, reading, living, game room. California Closets. We did it for Molly, and we can do it for you because we know you differently. Schedule your free in-home consultation now at 800 Cal Closets or californiaclosets.ca.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Of the Detroit Red Wings, and the USA has made it a 2-1 game. Jake Gensel scored his second of the tournament to tie things up. McDavid opened the scoring. And everything that goes in on Binnington is so scrutinized. And at the other end, Connor Hellebuck, boy, he made some big saves as Team Canada was buzzing right before the Larkin goal. Face-off controlled by Team Canada. Parayko pokes it in, elects to move back to his defensive positioning. He switches with his partner, pinches in now as the U.S. chip it to center. That was Matthew Tkachuk. 5:25 to go, period number 2. 2-1 USA. Hagel just outside his own blue line. Tries to find Cirelli. Loses it, gets it back again. Chips and chases around Noah Hannafin. Plays it behind the net. Matthew Tkachuk picks it off. Really has no play. I don't know if he was looking for Brady or not. He throws it down the ice, and we get a stoppage.
Just continuing that goaltender conversation, it just seems that, with the height and weight difference, with Hellebuck being 6'4", 207 versus Binnington 6'2", 175, pucks just seem to hit the bigger goaltender. They just have to get in front of that puck, be square, and they get better opportunities to make those big saves.
Face-off, won by Eichel, flipped out by Fox. McDavid brings it back in again. Down the right wing boards. Loses it. Reinhart cleans up the mess. Plays it behind the net, but Fox is there to get it to Brady. The high flip out to center. Knocked down by brother Matthew. Leaves it for Eichel, rather. His shot goes off a skate in the corner, and back comes Team Canada. Reinhart, Marner, and McDavid. Mitch Marner, much like Game 1, quiet for regulation, as he's on the ice now with Reinhart and McDavid. And with 4:25 to go, we get a stoppage and another face-off to the right of Connor Hellebuck.
Mentioning Mitch Marner there, sometimes when you play with a Connor McDavid, who's just such a driver all over the ice, you tend to not necessarily be a passenger, but you just sort of get caught on. It's tough to keep up because he's faster with the puck than without it. So Team Canada needs Marner and Reinhart to step up and equal the play of McDavid if they have a shot at getting back into this game.
I wonder if there'll be any more mixing and matching in the third, because the chemistry with Reinhart. Here's Crosby off the draw. That shot was blocked. The chemistry with Marner, Reinhart, McDavid isn't there. McDavid's so noticeable. The other two, not so much. McDavid or Crosby make that to McKinnon. Crosby gets it back again. Taves at the point with a shot through a screen. Stone couldn't get a stick on it, and it's lofted out to center by Faber. 4 minutes to go here, period number 2. 2-1, USA leading. Crosby to Travis Sanheim. In over the line. Near corner, hits a speed wobble. Gets pushed to the ice by Slavin. Cleared along the far boards, kept in by Colton Parayko. Stone cycles it behind the net. Crosby wasn't there. And Gensel will bring it out to center. Parayko in his own zone. Reverse to Josh Morrissey. 3:30 to go here, period number 2. Gensel, Larkin for the U.S., McDavid for Team Canada. Here's Marner on the ice now with Reinhart and McDavid again. Looking for an opportunity. Bennington leaves it behind the net. Morrissey to Parayko. McDavid being shadowed by Jack Hughes. Marner brings it in, lets a shot go, goes off Werenski and wide. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Marner in the corner. Getting help from Reinhart, but McAvoy will come away with the puck. Near side for Brock Nelson. He couldn't get it by Doughty. Pretty good stick there, little tennis or pickleball or something. U.S. dump it in and head to the bench for a full line change. Here's Doughty in his own zone. Time and space to skate it out. Hits center on the forehand. Heads to the net now as he gives it to Hagel. Doughty's in front. Hagel, his pass is picked off by Vinny Trocheck, and he gets it out. Great defensive play by the U.S. Great active sticks. Trocheck behind the net. Back to the right point for Adam Fox. He plays it for Connor. Kyle Connor was picked off, but Connor gets it back again as Hagel couldn't get it out. Here's Thomas Harley. Reverse for Drew Doughty. Cirelli has to help him out. He gives it back for Harley as the fans get back into it. Almost a perfect period for the U.S. They score the only goal and really have not given up a lot of chances. Here's a loose puck at the side of the net for Sam Bennett. Couldn't put it off Hellebuck and in. Cleared to the line, but not out. Sanheim keeps it in as Brad Marchand comes onto the ice. Puck comes out to center as that rim by Noah Hannafin works. 90 seconds to go, and Team Canada is offside at the line.
It just seems that Hellebuck is in the zone. He's fronting a lot of pucks. He's looking very big and dynamic in that net. So if I'm Canada, I think they have to take the volume approach and just start putting pucks on net, but getting traffic, getting layers, second and third opportunities. It's not going to be a pretty goal like the ones they had against Team Swim. They have to just sort of simplify their game if they're expected to get one or more past the dynamic Connor Hellebuck.
So McKinnon centering McDavid and Marner here for perhaps the second last shift of the period. Picked off by the aforementioned McDavid. Here he comes on a 3-on-2. Tries to find Marner, but Brock Faber made a nice play to knock it away. Here comes Austin Matthews. In over the line. Chips it in. Jack Hughes giving chase. He bumps Morrissey. McDavid cleans up the mess, but he can't get it out. Under a minute to go. Matthews is alone in front of the net. McDavid gets there. Hughes couldn't get him the puck. Cleared but not out. Kept in by Faber. Over to Jack Hughes. He's got time and space. Lets a shot go. Stop in front of the net. McDavid gives it away. Gets it back again. And McKinnon skates it out. Working on Slavin one-on-one. Has Marner with him. Reverses to Marner. Far boards. Marner to McKinnon. Nice pass. Harley leaves it for Doughty with a shot blocked in front. And chipped down the ice by Dylan Larkin. No shot on goal on that play. 15 seconds to go in the period. Here's Thomas Harley. In over the line. Sends it to the net and then retreats. Puck is flipped down the ice. Harley being watched by Boldy. But that should do it. Shots are even for the game now. But the score is not, Stewie. Dylan Larkin has the U.S. up 2-1.
And it seems like this has been a game of inches, especially in that second period where Hellebuck hasn't been beaten. They capitalized on a turnover by Sidney Crosby, 13:33 into that second period on a 2-on-1 with a beautiful shot by Dylan Larkin. Canada has a chance at the end there to maybe get a scoring opportunity. Thomas Harley a little eager, beaverish as he does the spinorama and electing to make the pass as opposed to shooting. So going into this third period, Team Canada, as I mentioned before, you got to start getting pucks on net. And I know it sounds so simple, but, Hellebuck, I know he plays well with the more volume of shots that he gets, but he can be prone to tiring out if he's getting too many shots. So if I'm Canada with 18 shots through 2 periods, I'm shooting for a minimum of 30. They had 28, against Team Sweden. They need to equal that or more if they want to get back into this game.
How are you enjoying doubleheader action today, Mr. Anthony Stewart?
Running on fumes, but energy is there. The energy is there as, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's my first time working with you, Steve, and it's been great. And it's a lot of hockey, but the fact watching a best-on-best tournament gives me whatever energy I need to not just survive but thrive. So I'm definitely excited. And you know what? If this was Vancouver, he'd probably working on a triple header. I think I got a triple header in me. I'm not sure about you.
Well, the overtime can only be 10 minutes, so we won't be doing overtime past 10 minutes. And I think with these two teams, Stewie, if we did go to overtime, there's no way we'd ever see a shootout, right?
No, just too much talent, too much offensive prowess, too many superstars. But it's making for a great game right now as Canada's down 2-1 with 20 minutes to go.
Boldy picked up another point. He has 3 in the tournament. He got the assist on the Dylan Larkin goal.
Yeah, talk about some good depth scoring by Team USA, and that's something that Canada's missing, right? Third line showing up.
JT Miller is here now. JT, you were part of the shenanigans. Have you ever seen what we saw in the first 9 seconds? Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, that was awesome. That's Kachuk boys dragging everybody in the fight, man. That's some old school stuff, and I think that's part of our team identity.
Yeah, the third line seems to be the difference in this game. How great is it playing with a Matt Boldy and a Dylan Larkin?
It's good. Just stay out of their way and go to the net. They're fast and skilled and all-around players, and they're fun to play with.
Any more shenanigans in the third, JT?
No, we got to defend hard and keep playing the right way and making sure we're above their speed. That's it.
Perfect. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Ed.
JT Miller of the United States. Scotty Laughlin of the world is next with the second intermission report. Stay with us.
I'm Katie Nolan, and I have a new podcast called Casuals. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Casuals is a twice-a-week hang with me and my friends from across comedy, sports, and entertainment, where we talk about all the funny, weird, interesting stuff happening in and around the world of sports. So whether you're a diehard fan or just vaguely sports curious, Casuals is the podcast for you. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Give it a try. What's the worst that could happen?
4 Nations Face-Off is here. Canada, USA, Sweden, and Finland face off for hockey supremacy.
Pass across. Omar with a fabulous save.
Hear all the action on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, live from Montreal and Boston. 4 Nations Face-Off. Visit SiriusXM.ca/4Nations for schedules.
Attention investors. The RV and camping industry has exploded in the last several years. Close to 60 million people will take an RV trip this year. The demand for quality destinations to park these RVs can't keep up. Right now, if you are an accredited investor, you can participate in ownership of an RV park resort, earn potential double-digit returns paid quarterly, and also profit in the appreciation of the land and business. This is a real estate investor's dream with a proven track record. And great news, participation in these RV parks are approved for IRAs, self-directed IRAs, and 401k plans. To learn more, please visit resortpropertiesgroup.com, resortpropertiesgroup.com. That's resortpropertiesgroup.com. Or call 888-307-1685. That's 888-307-1685. Again, visit resortpropertiesgroup.com. That's resortpropertiesgroup.com. Individual results may vary. Past performance is no guarantee of future results.
Sometimes bad things happen to good cigars. Not at Famous Smoke Shop. Unlike the other guys, we take pride in how we store, pack, and ship our cigars. We've been family-owned since 1939, so we know what it takes to make a great smoke and a great experience. Visit FamousSmoke.com for thousands of premium cigar brands, fresh and ready to ship from our climate-controlled 20,000-square-foot humidor. Every order is backed by our Famous Freshness Guarantee. Check it out now at FamousSmoke.com and use promo code FREE20. That's us free 20 and we'll take $20 off your order of $99 or more. Our cigar experts make sure you get the best deals on the best cigars, so every smoke is your best smoke. If you want an okay cigar, you go to your neighborhood OK Cigar Shop. If you want the best cigar, you go to Famous Smoke Shop. That's FamousSmoke.com. Get real cigars from a real cigar shop and save $20 right now. Shipped fresh, direct to you. Go to FamousSmoke.com and use code FREE20.
Back to the Bell Center in Montreal. You're listening to the 4Nations Face-Off Intermission Report here on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Scott Laughlin with you. 2-1 Team USA leads after 40 minutes of play. A big pivotal third period coming up for both teams in period number 3. We'll get you set for the third period by looking back on how this thing started. And if you missed the opening face-off, you missed a lot because the tone was set, to say the very least. Here is Steve Koulias and Anthony Stewart on the call.
And we are underway. Point wins the draw, and we've got a fight. We have a fight off the opening faceoff. Brandon Hagel and Matthew Tkachuk. It took 2 seconds. They're at center. Grappling. No punches thrown yet. Hagel throws a right. Tkachuk a right. Hagel. Tkachuk. A little jab. Hagel a shot. Another shot by Hagel. Tkachuk's helmet is off. Hagel has an arm free. One punch. And now Hagel takes Tkachuk to the ice. How do you like it so far? Brady's taking the draw against Sam Bennett, and we have another fight. Bennett has a right free. Tkachuk with a right. Bennett with a right. Lost his helmet. They're exchanging blows. Right at the Team Canada blue line. And now Tkachuk takes down Bennett. 3 seconds into the game. 2 fights. And the Tkachuk brothers will be side by each in the penalty box. Have you ever seen a start to a game like this? Another stoppage. Scrums in front of the net. JT Miller drops the gloves with Colton Parayko. Miller and Parayko. Parayko's got a right free. He catches Miller. Miller falls to the ice. Falls again. Parayko. Big reach. Knocks his helmet off. Another punch. Parayko. His right is free. Miller's hanging on. He throws a right. Another right by Miller. And now the linesmen step in. And our third straight fight. This time Parayko and JT Miller. We've played 9 seconds and we have 3 fights.
How about that for a start to this game? You want to talk about it mattering for each side? That's what we saw on display in the first 9 seconds of the game. 3 separate fights. Brady Tkachuk was on ESPN during the first intermission. He said as soon as Matthews saw the starting lineup introduced, he said, I want a piece of Hagel. So Brady talking about Matthew going after Hagel. That's what really lit the fuse here for this game here tonight. And then we got back to playing some hockey where they actually passed and shot the whole bit. And then just over 5.5 minutes in, it's Drew Doughty with a heads-up feed to the fastest player we've ever seen in a pair of skates, Connor McDavid.
Shoots it into the Team Canada zone. Binnington behind the net. Reverse to Drew Doughty. Doughty to McDavid. Has speed. Breakaway. McDavid scores! Connor McDavid scores his first of the tournament. Canada's on the board. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Jordan Binnington, the goaltender, would leave it for Doughty. Doughty with a headman pass up to a streaking McDavid. He goes to the backhand to beat Hellebuck, and it was 1-0 for Team Canada. Just past the midway mark of the first period, and Team USA finds the equalizer.
And out comes Jack Eichel with speed. He's got Hughes with him. And Gensel. Gensel scores! Jake Gensel streaking down the left wing. It was a shot that perhaps Binnington should have stopped. Nonetheless, Gensel has 2 in the tournament. We're tied at 1.
All right through the wickets of number 50 in goal for Team Canada. Gensel gets his second of the tourney from Eichel, who picks up his third helper of the tourney. Zach Werenski, his fourth assist of the tournament so far. It was 1-1 after 20 shots on goal in the first period. 8 for the U.S. and 8 for Team Canada. So you knew that all eyes would be on the Canadian goaltender to start the second period after letting in another greasy, leaky, odorous goal. That one to Gensel. Well, in the second period, Binnington tried to redeem himself.
Eichel off the bench with the Kachucks. Here's Matthew. Pad save. Another shot. Another save by Binnington, who has settled down. 2 big saves by the Stanley Cup champion with the Blues in 2019.
Yeah, just over 3 minutes into the second stanza, and Binnington with a couple of big stops there. The crowd actually starting to get behind the Canadian goaltender, wanting him to do well, wishing that he's going to do well. And then a little bit later on, another opportunity for Team USA.
Plays it to Larkin. Back to Slavin with a shot in front. Hit the goal post. Dylan Larkin, backhand, forehand, and he hit the post. U.S. is coming on here.
Yeah, the U.S. was coming on, and they would not be denied. Dylan Larkin off the goalpost. Dylan Larkin would have his say, however, at just over 13 and a half minutes into period number 2 off a Canadian turnover. Here comes the speedy Red Wings captain.
Tries to feed Bennett coming off the bench, broken up, and this is a 2-on-1. Larkin shoots and scores! Dylan Larkin on a 2-on-1 beats Binnington stick side, and the USA leads. It's now 2-1.
All right, so Dylan Larkin with just a picture-perfect shot. Some in Canada are starting to call it already a soft goal by Binnington. I don't know. I just give it to Larkin there. Coming in off the off wing and going back the other way. His shot, a la Marc Messier way back when, off the back foot. And his shot goes just above the pad and under the blocker. Very difficult for the goaltender to stop. In fact, Binnington could not do it. And that's Larkin with the goal to give the Americans a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Shots in the second period, 10 for Team USA, 10 for Team Canada. Shots on goal through 40, 18 apiece. But the Americans have the go-ahead goal from Dylan Larkin on that great shot, and Team USA will take a 2-1 lead to period number 3. Again, with a victory in regulation time, Team USA with 3 more points would vault themselves right to Thursday. Right to the championship game Thursday night from TD Garden in Boston. Canada needs to produce big time here coming up in period number 3. A loss would not eliminate Team Canada. Instead, they would go to Boston on Monday, and they'd be tied with Finland, and they'd be tied with Sweden, and they'd all have 2 points if Team Canada couldn't come back and at least rescue something from this game in period number 3. So we're going to turn it back over to Steve Coulias and Anthony Stewart. They will bring you the play-by-play call of the third period of this one from the Bell Center in Montreal. 2-1 Team USA after 40. You're listening to the 4Nations Face-Off Intermission Report right here on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Grammy-winning artist and entrepreneur, don't miss Tip Harris, better known as T.I., March 8th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Farmer, spring will be here before you know it. Get ready with the all-new Claas Zerion 12 Series tractor. With a CTV transmission for smooth operation, a powerful 140-gallon-per-minute hydraulic system, and unmatched visibility, it's built to handle your toughest jobs. Plus, with industry-leading fuel efficiency, ride quality, and comfort, the Zerion 12 Series keeps you going strong all day long. Don't wait. Secure yours today. Visit your local Claas dealer or claas.com. Claas, made for more.
Friesen Brothers and Nate present your most extraordinary date night. Join us on February 22nd for the future of Alberta food, where culinary magic comes alive at Ernest's Restaurant. Sample 24 incredible dishes crafted by Alberta's rising culinary stars, enjoying an unforgettable evening of flavor and innovation. Choose your favorites and cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. Find all the delicious details at Friesen.com.
Jack Michaels here for Reface Magic, who transformed both my closet and office. It's an upgrade to my home. Quite frankly, I never thought possible. You won't believe what the Reface team can do for your home and how affordable it can be. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 3 months on your project, and until March 31st, receive up to $800 of crown molding or light valance free of charge. For details, contact Reface Magic today, 2988 Parsons Road, refacemagic.ca.
Bring your better half, your best friend, bring everyone to enjoy this 2 can dine offer from Royal Pizza. All February long, choose any medium gourmet pizza, a meal-sized Caesar, Greek or tossed salad, and a slice of dessert for only $37.95. This 2 can dine offer ends February 28th, so hurry into your nearest Edmonton and area Royal Pizza today. For great food and great value, Royal Pizza is the perfect choice.
So come on home, Royal Pizza.
Keep your job moving forward with Diamond Truck Centers. They're your source for top-quality international medium and heavy-duty trucks. Whether you need trucks, parts, service, rentals, or leasing services, they've got you covered. Plus, Diamond Truck Centers is where you'll find the new S13 integrated powertrain. One of the most fuel-efficient engines on the road, which means more money in your pocket and less at the pump. For more, head to dit.ca. Diamond Truck Centers. Experience the Diamond difference.
You're listening to 4Nations Face Off on the radio home of your Oilers. 880 CHED. Proudly sponsored by Reface Magic.
Network Radio's coverage of 4Nations Face Off, USA versus Canada. Now time for third period action from Bell Center in Montreal.
Yes, the third period is seconds away. I'm Steve Coulias along with Anthony Stewart. Fights in the first. McDavid makes it 1-0. Gensel ties it, and Dylan Larkin with the only goal of the middle frame.
Yeah, I think the story of the period was USA, and there's offensive prowess, getting the pucks in deep, testing Binnington often throughout that entire period. Eventually, Larkin scoring on a 2-on-1 to make it 2-1. So for Canada now going to this third period, we talked about it. They got to go to volume. They got to start putting pucks on net, but most importantly, they got to get there in waves and layers. It's not going to be a fancy 2-on-1 goal here that ties this game and eventually wins it, and they're going to have to get nitty-gritty and start playing Canada-style traditional hockey.
Eichel and the Kachucks start the period against Braden Point, the Tampa Bay line. No surprise, that's been a hard matchup. Here's Hagel over to Point, to Cirelli, who falls down. That play is onside, ruled that Jack Eichel brought it in. Behind the net, Cirelli can't get to it. McAvoy does. He gets it up to Jack Eichel, 2-on-2 with Brady. Eichel towards the net, bobbled by Binnington. He hangs on. We played 28 seconds. Shots on goal are even. That shot was going wide.
Yeah, and you see Eichel there, right? He doesn't necessarily pull up or drive behind the net. He's just testing Binnington to see if maybe he can catch him sleeping again. He has been a leaky at times throughout this season for the St. Louis Blues. I believe Canada has to adopt the same approach.
League average is 902. Jordan Binnington is 897. Face-off won by McDavid to Drew Doughty. Over to Mark Stone, who does the winger drop back. He gets it up to McDavid. He pumps it in. Left wing. Stopped behind the net by Hellebuck. What a beautiful pass to Gensel, but he couldn't handle it. Crosby, rink wide looking for Stone. That's broken up. Matthews comes away with it. Tries to feed Jack Hughes. Doughty read it. Sends it right back in again. 1 minute into period number 3. Here's Crosby to McDavid with speed. Working on Hannafin all by himself. Crosby joins him now. We'll see how much they play together this period. Crosby spins away from Larkin. Backhand feed looking for Sanheim, but the stick of Brock Nelson gets in the way.
Great read by Nelson there, taking that time and space away and ultimately getting a stick in the way.
McKinnon tries to find Sanheim, broken up. Sanheim gets it back again from Devon Taves. Here's Larkin, tries to get it out, he can't. Taves, right point to his partner, Travis Sanheim, shoots left, playing the right side in his first game. Wow. Puck comes to center. JT Miller, our second intermission guest, sends it down the ice. This will be icing against the U.S. Face-off will come back into the American zone. We'll see who the centerman is and where they want the draw.
And you see Crosby there trying to find Sanheim. It's going to be too tough right now to get pucks through seams, as U.S. just seems to have such great sticks at taking away time and space and covering those lanes. They're playing John Tortorella, defensive first style hockey, the second half of the game.
Sam Bennett on the draw with Marchand and Seth Jarvis. They are the fourth line tonight. That puck is flipped by McAvoy, and we'll do it all over again. Back-to-back icings. JT Miller against, I'm assuming, nope, here comes McDavid. I think McDavid did this, and John Cooper said, you're right, get out there.
And McDavid is bringing his A game tonight. He is a game breaker. I would not be shocked to see him get 8, 9, 10 shifts as this game drags along.
So McDavid with Crosby and Stone. Mitch Marner is off that line. Here's Morrissey to Parayko. Shot blocked behind the net to McDavid. Has Stone in front of the net. Crosby back door. Morrissey pinching in, looking for Crosby. It's in the air. Miller knocks it down with a high stick. Play on. Parayko plays it. McDavid in front, looking for Stone. Miller breaks it up. It's been a long shift for him. He needs to get it in, and he does. This time, though, he gained the center red line.
Good pressure by Canada there. They just seem to have USA on their heels as they're adopting more of a 1-3-1 right now, 3 minutes into the second.
How fun is this watching Crosby and McDavid together? That was Harley filling in Jack Hughes, right?
Nice big hit.
And Thomas Harley's done a good job as a Sanheim in a very tough spot. If for some reason you're just joining us, hello, you missed back-to-back first period fights, a McDavid goal, a Gensel goal, and the Larkin goal that has the U.S. up. Here is Marner now playing with McKinnon. Marner at the point, chips it to an open wing. Nobody is there. Marner was a hero against the Swedes, but has not found his game here tonight.
And I think for Marner, he's just got to get his feet moving a little bit. He's doing a good job at entering and cutting and creating time and space, but this USA team has a pretty good read on him, as many players are familiar with him being in the Eastern Conference. They know that he likes to defer into the pass-first mentality. I think he's got to adopt a little bit more of a shooting mentality as Canada looks to tie this game.
Fourth line against fourth line. Bennett is tossed against Trocheck. Carolina set Jarvis in on the draw. Controlled by Marchand, but he fanned on the attempt to get it back to the point to Sanheim. Brock Nelson gets it out. Here's Marchand going around Trocheck. He's got a man going to the net. Pad save by Hellebuck, as that was Sanheim using his speed. We'll get into some of the particulars. We said if the U.S. wins in regulation, they're already through. And then there's a 2-2-2 three-way tie, as that shot goes right in on Hellebuck. That would mean Canada plays Finland, a regulation win against Finland, and the tiebreakers, Canada would be through, Stewie.
So you're saying if you win, you're in, which I wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, here's a chance in front of the net. Matthew Tkachuk. Oh, my goodness. Bennington was down, almost out, on his knees, makes a right pad save.
And Tkachuk just sort of fired that blindly, not knowing he probably had about a half a foot of space to put it into that right side of the net, as Bennington was sort of sprawled out there. A little late getting that leg over there, but nonetheless, a great save to keep the game 2-1 with Brady Tkachuk hunting in front of that crease.
16:10 to go in regulation, I guess we should say. Here is Brady on the draw and JT Miller on the ice, getting some extra ice time with Jack and Brady. Here comes Braden Point 2-on-1. If he can get it to Cirelli, he couldn't, as Fox was caught momentarily. On the breakout feed, far side for Brady Tkachuk, rink wide for Jack Eichel. And I think that's offside. JT Miller at the Team Canada line. What a year for Jack Eichel.
Plus 28, that's the one stat that stands out most for me as because he just seems to be evolving. And right before he had that injury where he missed probably, a year and a half, he was on pace for having an MVP season. And we thought that was maybe the peak of Jack Eichel's career. But he goes to Vegas, wins the Stanley Cup, plays amazing hockey, putting up great points. But he's now added that element of a good two-way player. And he's a league elite player so far.
Colton Parayko in his own zone. Around the boards to Morrissey. Crosby gives it away. It was the Crosby mistake that led to the Larkin goal, as McDavid has it now with speed. As soon as he gets the puck, everyone just backtracks, worried about his speed. Crosby, right wing circle to McDavid in the corner. Behind the net to Crosby. They're together here in the third. As Marner is with McKinnon to start the frame. Here's Jake Gensel. Can't get it deep. McDavid picks it off as we approach the 5-minute mark. Canada changing on the fly. Morrissey at center. Dumps it in. Reinhart goes in after it. It was too high for Hellebuck to knock down with his stick. Easy zone exit as it was dumped to center by Brock Nelson. Crowd getting it back into it now. Loose puck at center, picked up by Doughty. Almost had his pocket picked there by Larkin. Here comes McKinnon with speed on Slavin. No play, so he peels. Tries to feed Marner. And the play is broken up. Boldy lost his stick, so he'll just glove it down the ice. Some of the fans who don't know the rule book know that there's nothing wrong with that. Smart play when you lose your stick.
Well, you're going to say they didn't know it's prison rules in the third period where you're going to have to earn a power play. 14 minutes left, and it's such an important game.
Here's Jack Eichel back on the ice in the corner, centers it, and Brady gets a stick on it. Once again, it's Eichel, Miller, and Brady Tkachuk. Binnington is there as the next goal will change the complexion of the hockey game.
And great job by Binnington staying engaged in the game. And that was a little bit of a trick shot there as Eichel just throws it out in front, and Tkachuk, who has a death scoring touch in and around the net, gets a little stick on that to redirect it. And if Binnington didn't have that post hugged, he probably would have a 3-1 game.
Face-off controlled by Team Canada. Here comes Crosby playing this period with McDavid. Gains the line into Parayko. Picked off. It's a 2, maybe a 3-on-1. Hughes has Gensel, finds him, but it bounces through his stick. Oh my goodness. Jack Hughes and Jake Gensel, they don't miss those opportunities very often. As the puck is flipped by Matthews into the near corner, and Team Canada starts out. Parayko has no play, so he just chips it down the ice. No play there for Brock Faber, so he sends it down the ice by my unofficial count. I think that's the third icing of the period for the States.
Hughes electing to shoot there, and a look at the replay just shows how much time and space he had to maybe get the shot off. A little bit of a drop sauce, just out of the wheelhouse of Jake Gensel, who doesn't miss very often from that position, as it's still 2-1 here. 13:27 left this period.
Cirelli on the draw against Vinny Trocheck. Eichel is out there because of the icing. Puck controlled by Faber behind his own net. Reverses for Slavin. He does the proverbial flip, and it comes to center. That's a glove pass. That is illegal outside of your own zone. Now we get a stoppage. U.S. leading Canada 2-1. This game is coming to you from the Bell Center in Montreal on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
Try on mom jeans. 80s and 90s pop, so soft and nostalgic. It'll have you decorating your kitchen with country geese from Celine Dion, Wilson Phillips, and more. Indulge in the allure of mom jeans. One of over 200 extra channels on the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
How many times, Gord, over the last several years have we talked about Carolina? When they get to the playoffs, they don't have sort of a game breaker. Mikko Rantanen can, make that difference. They just went out and got one of the best playoff performers of this generation.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The world's fastest game.
Grab the puck for the Blues.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
In Montreal, Matthew Tkachuk missed a couple of shifts, but he's back with Eichel and his brother. What's going on here?
Seems like he's got maybe a groin injury or something like that as he's laboring with a little bit of pain. He took a couple laps around and seems like he's going to try it out for a shift or two. See, hopefully it's not too serious for the hopes of U.S.
13:05 to go as Braden Point has the puck. Back to the point for Cirelli. His shot high and wide. Point retrieves it behind the net. Gets it back to Devon Taves. Throws it behind the net out the other side for Sanheim, who leaves it for Point. To Taves with a shot through a screen. Hagel may have got a piece of that one, and it went over top of the net. Brady gets it out. Point tries to find Hagel. Went over his stick. Team Canada will change on the fly with 12:30 to go here in regulation time. What did you think about Matthew? He's talking again here to the U.S. coaching staff.
Yeah, it looks like he's laboring in some sort of pain. And it looks like it's pretty serious here. We'll see if he comes out for another shift here. As Canada just needs to continue to build on what they're doing. They're getting a lot of traffic now. You saw the Cirelli line get down and dirty, and they had layers. Hagel making a living in front of that net there. So if I'm John Cooper, I'm telling this group, continue to play like that. Get to the net. Put pucks on net. It's going to be an ugly one that ties this game. 12:13 left here in this period.
Face-off controlled by the U.S. comes to Brock Faber. He whistles it in. Parayko tries the center breakout. And corralling it is Jake Gensel. There's a shot off Parayko's stick and out of play. One notch under 12 minutes to go here in period number 3. Center breakout is a part of the game, my friend. When it works well, it's great. When it doesn't,
It does, and that's an evolution of the game where that was a big no-no in my time about 10, 12 years ago, and it looks great when it works, but if not, as you see, it can create a turnover and a scoring opportunity the other way, but great job Parayko getting a good stick on it, knocking it out of the air.
What do you think about the Crosby-Marner switch on the top 6?
You got to do something, right? And Marner doesn't seem to have his A game tonight, which, again, we know he can be quiet at times, but he is a game breaker, so you got to get different looks to try to crack this Connor Hellebuck and USA code through the last half of this third period.
Parayko can't get it out. A giveaway to Boldy, who almost buried a backhand. He's had a great tournament so far. And we have another Union scrum here behind Jordan Binnington. So that's 2 very sloppy breakouts in a row, Stewie. So what's not working?
You're going up the middle, right? You're going up the middle against a USA team that has great sticks, great on-ice awareness. They seem like they're out of position, and then they jump into position and get a puck to turn it over there as the crowd's cheering for PK Subban and Mark Messier on the Jumbotron. Crowd favorite there. And good old PK. Hey, how you doing?
Team Canada could use some Mark Messier magic from his Canada Cup days. Puck is controlled by Team Canada, and that is Thomas Harley who flips it out. Eichel flips it back in again. 11:30 to go in a 2-1 game. Dylan Larkin, the go-ahead goal, as Braden Point back out there, the Tampa Bay Lightning line. And no Matthew Tkachuk. We may have seen the last of Matthew after that last shift where he did not look good.
Kudos to producer Peter in finding a little tidbit of information. As Tkachuk looks like he may be done for at least the next couple shifts, if not the game.
Brady chips it in at the Team Canada blue line. We're now under 11 minutes to go in period number 3. Taves starting out. U.S. in the 1-2-2. Not a lot of room. Here's Marchand gathering speed. The Bruins captain who turns 37 in May. Stanley Cup champion. Brings it in. Still has it. Falls. Hughes plays it back to Hanifin. Up to Jake Gensel, who chips it in. 10:30 to go in the period. Quick up for Marchand. He tries a cross-corner dump in as a big body check by Sam Bennett knocks Jacob Slavin to the ice. And another icing call against the U.S. They're not going to like the call. With 10:16 to go, Sam Bennett trying to do something.
Trying to spark this Canada team with a big open ice hit. Drops Slavin. And I think for Canada, they're trying to do it off the rush, but USA, they're gapping back. They have good on-ice awareness. You got to get the pucks below the dots, chip in charge, shoot for sticks, second and third opportunities. I think that's how you beat Hellebuck, as they're sort of running out of time here to really get back into this game.
Off the draw, McDavid wins it to Morrissey, to Crosby, set play. Back to Morrissey up top with a shot. Blocked in front by Matthews, who followed McDavid to the net after the lost draw. Excellent play by the U.S. and Leaf captain.
And keep an eye out for Canada as they're shooting that weak side D to activate to try to get some more odd numbers in front of that USA net.
McDavid brings it in, sends it behind the net. The breakout to Slavin from Hellebuck didn't work. McDavid now to Parayko. He pinches in, can't get it. We have a foot race between Point, Morrissey, and Boldy, and Morrissey won it. Knocks it up to Colton Parayko. Stanley Cup champion with Jordan Binnington back in 2019. There's a clearing attempt by Hanifin. Ends up on the stick of Doughty, who fires it in. Here's Mitch Marner in after it. Comes to Stone. Back to Harley with a shot. Marner tried to get a stick on that one. I think the Harley shot is the one that Hellebuck stopped. Near corner for McKinnon. Back to the point to Harley. Right wing circle or left wing circle for McKinnon. Back to Harley with a shot stopped in front. Rebound. Doughty waiting. Fans on it. And back comes the U.S. Matthews to Kyle Connor. And he just dumps it in. And Matthews is at the end of a shift. Good opportunity there, but not a grade A scoring chance.
And Doughty just sort of misread it there as he took his time, maybe trying to find maybe a stick to shoot off or for a redirect. He's just got to pull the trigger there and hope for the best.
Cirelli follows right wing circle, pinching in his Taves, trying to get it towards the net. Seth Jarvis with it now. Gets it back to Sanheim. Over to Hagel. He lets a shot go that was blocked. Cirelli plays it around the net for Jarvis. Tips it to Cirelli. It's too far. And chipping it out is Vinny Trocheck. U.S. is playing time and score. Here comes Taves on the hook up with a shot off a stick and out of play. 8:06. Oh, no, it was in play. Sorry. I thought that puck, it didn't hit the screen.
I got bad eyesight. I thought it was out too there.
Well, now that it's come out, we don't have to worry about that challenge for missed game of stoppage. Under 8 to go. Josh Morrissey in his own zone leaves it for McDavid with speed. McDavid loses the handle, And Matt Boldy just flips it out. McDavid's trying a lot of solo dashes, and it's 1-on-3.
Too talented a team for that to work right now. I know he needs only a half a step, but it seems like USA is not giving up any inches.
Here's McDavid, shot right on. Hellebuyck makes the save. McDavid had a shot from the high slot, and Hellebuyck does his job. 2-1 USA. Under 8 to go, period number 3. We'll take the break live here on SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
If your home was built between 1985 and 1998, it's susceptible to extensive water damage. This is because your home probably has poly B piping for your water supply lines. These pipes have far outlived their life expectancy. So contact the experienced team at Poly B Plumbing Guys for your free assessment and remediation proposal. Plus, their in-house repair department will have you saying,
"Wow, did they even make any holes in my drywall?"
Visit the polybplumbingguys.ca.
Ain't it beautiful?
Experience outstanding. Available now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The 2025 XC90 plug-in hybrid. A refined driving experience without compromise. Right now, lease the XC90 plug-in hybrid from just 1.49% and save $4,500. Only at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Number 1 in new vehicle sales. 14-time Volvo Excellence Award winner. Come experience outstanding sales and service.
Farmer, spring will be here before you know it. Get ready with the all-new Claas Zerion 12 Series tractor. With a CTV transmission for smooth operation, a powerful 140-gallon-per-minute hydraulic system, and unmatched visibility, it's built to handle your toughest jobs. Plus, with industry-leading fuel efficiency, ride quality, and comfort, the Zerion 12 Series keeps you going strong all day long. Don't wait. Secure yours today. Visit your local Claas dealer or claas.com. Claas, made for more.
It's our year-end clearance at Direct Workwear, your trusted source for PPE. Gear up and save on FR clothing, jackets, work boots, and more. Start your year off with more savings on all of these and in-store clearances. Need embroidery or alterations? We do that too. Don't miss out. Visit Direct Workwear on Gateway Boulevard today. Open 7 days a week. Direct Workwear, protecting you from head to toe for less.
You're listening to 4Nations Face Off on the radio home of your Oilers. 880 CHED, proudly sponsored by Reface Magic.
Welcome back to live action from the Bell Center. Looks like that's it for Matthew Tkachuk. One shift after missing a few, and he's at the end of the bench as a cheerleader right now.
A big loss for this USA team, who's been one of the leaders of the truculence department for USA, and another opportunity for someone else to step up here with 7 minutes to go.
Jake Guentzel gets it in. Parayko on the breakout far side for Point. Near side for Crosby. McDavid with Point and Crosby now coming out of that TV timeout. Here's Parayko pinching in. Point backs him up to keep it in. McDavid in the corner. Behind the net to Crosby. Crosby tries to center. Brock Faber says no way. Parayko pinches in, falls. And Hughes throws it out to center where Guentzel has it to Austin Matthews. Matthews leaves it for Guentzel. Gets it back again. Lost it momentarily, but has the ability to get it back to the point. That shot by McAvoy ends up on the stick of Morrissey, and Team Canada gets it out to center. McDavid plays it back into his own zone to Morrissey, who leaves it there for Thomas Harley. No Cale Makar. Theodore done for the tournament. That activated Sanheim. And Thomas Harley's done a good job, but he's not Cale Makar.
No one's Cale Makar, and not even Quinn Hughes, who's second best in today's NHL. He's missed greatly right now for this Team Canada roster.
Nate McKinnon dumps it in. Hellebuyck plays it behind the net. Reverses it to nobody. Kept in by Harley. Back behind the net. 5:55 to go. The Dylan Larkin goal is the difference. Here comes Tkachuk with a shot. Brady Tkachuk with a mini breakaway. That's a big save by Binnington.
Great job there. Nice save coming to the top of his crease.
Marchand brings it back the other way. Sends it back to the point to McKinnon. He tries to chip it through the other 29, Nelson. It does not work. U.S. is taking away time and space and lanes. Frustrating Team Canada. Marchand brings it back with Reinhart. He, like Marner, very quiet here today. That's why John Cooper has no choice but juggle up the lines. Boldy in his own zone. There's that high flip that we talk about all the time. Out to center. Brought back in again by Sam Bennett. Leaves it for Marchand. And he had Bennett backdoor, but the pass didn't work, and then Reinhart fell down.
Opportunity there for Marchand to pull the trigger, but surprised Reinhart, who was going backdoor, did not expect that to be coming there.
4:45 to go, period number 3. Back to the point for Parayko with a shot. Easy save for Hellebuck. Hagel can't get to the loose puck. Clearing attempt hits a stick, but there is Jake Gensel, another flip. And the U.S. change on the fly. At center, Jack Hughes, rink wide looking for Jack Eichel. He beats Parayko to the puck. Parayko takes him into the corner, getting help from Morrissey. It's cleared but not out. Brady from a sharp angle. Puck is corralled by JT Miller. Dog on a bone. Loose in front of the net. Picked up by Seth Jarvis. Over to Hagel. Can't handle the puck. Bumped by Tkachuk at the USA bench. And we're under 4 to go now. It's go time here at the 4Nations face-off. McAvoy to the line, but not out. Shot by Harley is way high and wide. Back comes Brock Nelson. Dumps it in, goes after it. Binnington gives it away to Boldy, far side. McDavid gets the loose puck. Up to Crosby. Over to point and over the line. And what a play by Jacob Slavin to break up the rush.
Great job there as Canada comes in. I believe it was a 3-on-3. Good stick, taking away that time and space through the middle.
Here's Larkin. Rink wide for Boldy. 2-on-2. 3:15 to go. Doughty leaves it there for Thomas Harley. Long feed looking for McDavid. And Slavin is right on top of him, gapping up, my friend. The U.S. is putting on a defensive clinic right now.
They are.
Trocheck with a shot. Binnington. Oh, my goodness. He bobbled that. And on the doorstep there was Gensel. Oh, my goodness. 2:54 to go. U.S. is hanging on. Leading Team Canada right here on Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
This is Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, William Byron. The Daytona 500 is coming. It's NASCAR's biggest race. When you think of races you want to win, Daytona is #1 on everyone's list. It can define a career. For the rest of my life, I'll be known as a Daytona 500 champion. The Daytona 500 tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, and the Sirius XM app. There's no race like the Daytona 500. It truly is the great American race.
NHL Morning Skate.
From the Blue Jackets, Adam Fantilli. With all those teams clustered, it's almost like every game's a playoff game.
Right now, every game matters, and it's so much fun to come to the rink when you know that the next day you're going to have a game that really matters for points to try and stay in the playoffs and to try and get in the playoffs. It's great. We got a lot of young guys that haven't experienced the playoffs here, and we're really eager to.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you. Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse with more peace of mind. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
And grounds it at center ice, makes a nice move. 2-on-1.
The best hockey lives here.
Connor moving in, shooting, score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome back to Montreal. Face off to the left of Jordan Binnington. 2-1 USA. Time is a factor right now. A USA regulation win means they go right to the final. And the Monday doubleheader will not affect them in the standings. Under 3 to go. Here's Cirelli tipping it in and giving chase. Behind the net for Hagel. This Tampa Bay line getting a lot of critical ice time tonight. Parayko pinches it in the right point. Behind the net. Picked off by Trocheck, and back comes Trocheck and Matthews the other way. Matthew Tkachuk one shift after getting hurt at some point in this frame, and is now just a cheerleader with 2:22 to go. Here's Nate McKinnon at center, drops for McDavid with speed, gets by Miller, centers to McKinnon. He had Marner back door. The net is empty. 6 attackers here. Morrissey to McDavid, right wing circle, spinning away from Eichel. Back to Morrissey. Back to McDavid. Reinhart is in the slot. McDavid waits, has no play. Back to Morrissey up top. To McDavid. To Reinhart. Back to McDavid. In front, actually back into the net to Crosby, who gives it back to McDavid. There's no shooting lane, Stewie. There's McKinnon, just throws it towards the net. Marner gives it away. And Larkin gets it out. 90 seconds to go in regulation. Morrissey pumps it back in again. Faber has time, going for the empty net. Larkin knocks it down. He sends it to Gensel, and this game is over. Jake Gensel into the empty net from Larkin and Faber. They're checking to see if that was offside at the blue line, Stewie. I don't think it was, which will mean the U.S. is through, and Team Canada must beat Finland on Monday.
Yeah, it looked a little offside for me, but that's a close one there. But great job by Faber, really airing it out to Larkin, who makes the pass to Gensel, who makes no mistake. As I guess they are about to drop the puck, my eyes deceive me, and it's not offside, as it's 3-1 here, just over a minute left to play in this final frame.
Stewie, it's been a great 4 games. We passed the baton to Andrew Raycroft, who's listening now in Boston. What's been your favorite moment of the week so far?
Well, obviously working with you for the first time, doing color commentary has obviously been my highlights of my career so far. But moment has to be the 3 fights in 30 seconds, Canada versus USA. The loudest I've seen the Bell Center or any rink may have you.
JT Miller into the empty net. No, hit the side of the net.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Cools.
Matthews with an empty net. Harley makes a kick save and a beauty. 35 to go. Point gains the line to Mark Stone. In front for Hagel. Just no space in front of the U.S. net. They've collapsed to the house, and they've put on a defensive clinic.
Time and space, on-ice awareness have been the forte for USA this game.
Here's a chance at the side of the net for Mark Stone. He can't put it in. Bounces to Larkin. 7 seconds to go. He sends it down the ice. We'll get an icing, but it won't matter now. The U.S. is going to the final. They do play Sweden on Monday. The big question for Team Canada is who starts against the Finns?
Whoa, that's a tough decision, and maybe I'll defer to Razor and let him discuss that.
No, Razor is not here.
I'll have to go Aiden Hill, right? I predicted that we'd see probably 3 goaltenders as Canada goes for gold. But Binnington, he got out-dueled, I think, in both games. Tonight, especially by Connor Hellebuyck, where I'm sure he wanted 1, if not 2 back. So that's sort of been the story for Binnington all year. Again, I understand he's a great competitor, but in these short-term tournaments, you got to bring your A game. And through 2 games, Connor Hellebuyck has, and Binnington has not.
Draw 1 by Bennett, but it won't matter. For the 3rd time in Montreal, the U.S. wins a best-on-best game. That's 3 of the 5 that they've won against Team Canada. And the real truth is, Stewie, they were full marks for their performance.
They put on a defensive-style clinic, and a team that has the abundance of offensive prowess really played a John Tortorella-style hockey game and just smothered Canada through the neutral zone. And ultimately, the last line of defense being Connor Hellebuyck, who has done what he's done this year with his 6 shutouts for the Winnipeg Jets, shut the door continually and repeatedly, as I would not be shocked to see him get the MVP in this game.
We'll take the break. When we come back, Scotty Laughlin with everything you need to know in the postgame show. We say bye from Montreal. We'll see you in Boston. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.
Japanese Village.
Celebrate any occasion with Japanese Village. Delicious premium A5 Wagyu and certified Angus beef cooked at your table teppanyaki style with their famous secret sauces. Visit jvedmonton.ca for details and reserve now.
When you have unwanted jewelry, head to Aaron Buys Gold and get cash today. And with gold trading at a high level, now is the perfect time to sell. Aaron Buys Gold makes it easy to recycle anything made of gold or silver, from jewelry to coins to watches. They pride themselves on their honest and transparent service, so you know you're getting great value. Head to Aaron Buys Gold in Sherwood Park or downtown, and online at aaronbuysgold.com.
For years, hidden behind locked doors lies the keys to wealth and financial freedom the banks have been keeping from you. It's time to unlock the truth and discover your financial dreams. At McGuire Financial, they've cracked the code with the banker's secret. Join CEO Glenn Zacher as he reveals the 5 major wealth transfers that keep you from realizing your financial dreams. Register for the next Banker's Secret webinar at McGuireFinancial.ca or call 780-462-1289.
At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we don't just sell top quality gear. We use it too. So whatever your next adventure is, it should start with us. Head to your nearest store for expert advice today. Come on in. Nissan is proudly celebrating 60 years in Canada. Our best-selling Rogue is built for everyday adventure and features standard all-wheel drive and dual-zone automatic climate control. Lease the 2025 Rogue for 30 months or finance for 24 months at 0.99%. Plus, get $1,000 anniversary bonus cash. Offer available on S all-wheel drive model. Conditions apply. See Nissan.ca for details.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more details.
Jack Michaels here for Reface Magic, who transformed both my closet and office. It's an upgrade to my home. Quite frankly, I never thought possible. You won't believe what the Reface team can do for your home and how affordable it can be. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 3 months on your project, and until March 31st, receive up to $800 of crown molding or light balance free of charge. For details, contact Reface Magic today, 2988 Parsons Road, refacemagic.ca.
An unforgettable adventure is on deck with New West Travel. Hey everybody, it's Bryn Griffiths inviting you to join me this August on a 7-night Alaskan cruise with Princess Cruises and New West Travel. The tour includes round-trip airfare, first-class meals and entertainment, exceptional optional shore excursions, plus the stunning scenery of the Last Frontier, Alaska. So book your trip by the 15th of March and receive the Princess Plus package at no additional cost. Join me. Let's head north to Alaska. Call New West Travel or visit newwesttravel.com.
What a night. How many drinks do I have again? 1, 2, 4. I'm good enough to drive. It's only 2 blocks.
When you drink and drive, you risk not only your life, but the lives of others. There are many different options when it comes to getting home safe. Drinking and driving is not one of them. No matter how much you think you had, don't drink and drive.
Edmontonians, do you bleed orange and blue? Delve into the heart of everything Oilers with Oilers Now. Only on 880 CHAD. Tune in weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Bob Stauffer delivers the inside scoop with exclusive interviews, expert analysis, phenomenal guests, and a few surprises. Don't miss a second of the conversation. Discover the heartbeat of your Oilers on 880 CHAD, the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers. CHED Edmonton. Proud to be the official voice of the Double E, your Edmonton Elks. 880 CHAD, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
A Chorus Entertainment radio station.
You're listening to the best of Shea Gannam on 880 CHAD, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
You know, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has promised to impose life sentences for people convicted of fentanyl trafficking. Not just anybody. He calls them fentanyl kingpins. The number he has chosen as his threshold is the production, possession, and distribution of more than 40 milligrams. Now, a lot of people have said that's extremely low. If you heard Crosstalk last week, Mike Smith was with us. He does talk radio in Vancouver, and